mtu anaitwa Nagawa. Nagawa took his panga,
ready to chop Samantha into pieces.
As soon as
kamutu kafupi
kanono round,
uwezi jua kakienda mbele kakirudi nyuma,
came running. Tafadhali, tafadhali, mtu ya SDA,
mtu ya Sabbath,
hapana jaribu, hapana jaribu. It is I,
Brother Bernard.
You have been sending me money. Hey. Brother Bernard. Brother Bernard. So they see that I've been sending money is actually a he. A he. A he. A he. A he. A he. Brother Bernard apologized for putting the real Samantha in danger.
He apologized for impersonating Samantha on Facebook.
Imagine, he even promised to refund the money.
And to stop indulging in such dangerous games.
Now, ladies, you are there. You are single. Nagawa is single. Lakini, uliza kiatu, usioe mwanaume mwenye sura nzuri sana, atakufanya uchukie marafiki na mandugu. Mwanaume sura mbaya. Nagawa, Mount Kenya University.
Wonderful, wonderful presentation with a very strong message that as we indulge in social media, we should always be careful not to meet Nagawa in the name of Samantha. Finally, Mr. Chancellor Sam, I want to present MKU students who will be performing a chorus. Over to you.
We are unlocking infinite possibilities. We, the Mount Kenya University, our light, our presentation. Welcome. Mount Kenya University, a beacon of light, where infinite possibilities are unlocked. A realm where knowledge and dreams intertwine. A sanctuary where greatness shines. A flight loaded with knowledge. A bed where dreams come to light. Mount Kenya University, a home where brilliance will shine. In the realm of sports, you pave the way, nurturing talents that lead the day. From fields to courts, your students excel with passion and skills. They conquer, they triumph, they knock off their competitors with ease. Fearless they are, brave and strong they roll. The Kenyan netball champions, the most feared opponents. Soccer ladies, the home of tennis champions. Kenyan football masters, flying the Kenyan flag at the Beach Football World Cup in Malaysia. Mount Kenya University, the home of sports. Drama and music, they shine to light. Brass and oud, they play flawlessly. You foster talents bloom. Champions nurtured with pride. Nationwide winning narrators. A costume play and verses masters. Best of brass melodies ever soothing their audiences. Mount Kenya University, where talents blossoms. In pursuit of knowledge, you leave no stone unturned. Heavily invested in health science laboratories, where wonders are learned. State-of-the-art equipment in place, empowering students, erasing every fear. Scholars' delight, opening doors. From doctors to engineers, they shine. Teachers to lawyers, they bloom. Hoteliers to journalists, our pride. IT gurus in plenty. What of business? Job creators, number one. Mount Kenya University, the best that has ever existed. Your halls echo with laughter and discourse, where minds are enriched with intellectual force, guided by mentors who inspire and lead, from Prof. Simon Gisheru's fatherly leadership to Dr. Jane Newton's motherly mentorship, Mind and Beyond Counseling Center. Don't forget to mention Chancellor and Vice Chancellor stewardship. Moving bold and bold, Mount Kenya University will forever stand tall. Mount Kenya University, your secret they yearn for. For your product shine far and beyond. From the Equip Africa TVET to Enterprise Academy, stars you have nurtured. Kipacha Technologies, Sauti Kweli Media, Stage Tour, they carry your flag high and above. To the education stars, Audrey Odor carrying your name high in Russia. To sports where they recommend their thrills in tennis. At the national realm, we pride in Martin Moshisho. Isn't it enough to say you're the mountain, high from the peak? You stand tall and proud, a testament to dedication. Amidst the crowd, your students, empowered, reach for the sky. With your guidance, they'll never shy. Certainly you are unlocking infinite possibilities. So here's to Mount Kenya University. We recite for your achievements like bells. They ring in defining possibilities. You truly excel. Thika, Nairobi, Nakuru and Eldoret, Mombasa, Meru the mountain exists. The land of Matoke, Uganda, we exist. Hagisa, Burundi, Wanakutambua. Then the land of 1,000 hills. Our newest baby Mount Kigali, Rwanda. Umetetemesha, you are a beacon of hope where dreams will propel. Nani kama wewe. Mount Kenya University, with grateful hearts we celebrate your name, a century of learning, forever in fame. For the good job done, we raise our voice in praise of your mission. We shall rejoice. So come one, come all. Let us unlock the infinite possibilities. Oh, Mount Kenya University, we stand tall. Inspired by your spirit, we give our all. With gratitude and honor, we'll always proclaim the legacy you built forever shall remain. Don't give up, grow to bloom. Our home away from home. Keep shining like a star. Mount Kenya University, the forever shining star. Have a lovely morning.
Director Career and Alumni Services to introduce the alumni representative.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, on behalf of the Director of Career and Alumni Services, I wish to congratulate the graduates and draw them attention of all the graduates to page 130 of the graduation booklet for important contacts. Allow me, sir, introduce the alumni representative in our 23rd graduation ceremony, Dr. Pauline Otambo Chebon, who graduated with a Bachelor of Pharmacy degree on 6th December 2013 during the 5th graduation ceremony. She is the county pharmacist serving Baringo County, a national government health inspector, and a part-time academic staff at Kenya Medical Training College, Baringo campus. Severally, she has served in acting capacity as the medical superintendent, Baringo County Referral Hospital, and severally at Kabartonjo, Baringo North Sub-County Referral Hospital. On completing her secondary school education, she proceeded to the Kenya Medical Training College for her diploma in pharmacy and later her higher diploma in pharmacy. On introduction of Bachelor of Pharmacy course at Mount Kenya University in 2008, it was a lifetime opportunity, noting that higher diploma was a terminal course by then. She enrolled and graduated successfully in 2013. Currently, she's pursuing 2 master's programs. Concurrently, Masters in Science in Vaccines, Immunization, Health Supply Chain Management in the East African Community Regional Center of Excellence, Rwanda, and Masters of Science in International Health Research Ethics, Indiana University, in collaboration with Mount Kenya, Moi University, Eldoret. Through this scholarship program, She has traveled for academic exchange in various countries. She has taken the following professional courses: senior management course. She has traveled for academic exchange in various countries. She has taken the following professional courses: senior management course. She has traveled for academic exchange in various countries. She has taken the following professional courses: senior management course. She has traveled for academic exchange in various countries. She has taken the following professional courses: senior management course. She has traveled for academic exchange in various countries. She has taken the following professional courses: she has traveled for academic exchange in various countries. She has taken the following professional courses: she has traveled for academic exchange in various countries. She has taken the following professional courses: traveled for academic exchange in various countries. May I call upon Dr. Pauline Otambo to step on the podium and give her remarks and welcome the graduating class to the Mount Kenya University Alumni Association. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. The Chancellor, Professor John Struthers, the Chief Guest, Right Honorable Dr. Moses Wetangula, Speaker of the National Assembly, Kenya, all protocols observed. I am delighted, Speaker of the National Assembly, Kenya, my alma mater, on this auspicious occasion of the 23rd graduation ceremony. Having graduated in the year 2013, during the 5th graduation ceremony, I have seen our university grow from one level to another. My appreciation goes to the Creator and the government of Kenya, the regulators, the MKU management, other stakeholders for this successful growth of my alma mater. On behalf of the MKU alumni family, I take this opportunity to thank the entire MKU management for the good work. I happen to be among the first class of Bachelor of Pharmacy. As MKU alumni, we are proud of our university. The contribution of about 120,000 alumni out there is immense, locally and internationally. I wish to congratulate our latest MKU alumni appointed to serve in boards, Mr. Charles Karondo, Chairperson of the Board of Directors at the Athi Water Works Development Agency, and Damaris Maweyu, a member of the Board of Directors, Kenya Medical Research Institute, and my immediate boss, Dr. Winnie Bore, as Chief Officer, Baringo County, among many others. This indeed affirms that we are representing MKU family well with impact to the globe. My network with majority of the alumni and alumni office informs that a good number of employers call regularly asking for alumni to be recruited. We are proud that the network platforms, especially on social media, have enabled important career opportunities, exchange, be in business, job offers, and internal consultancies opportunities among ourselves, and even extending opportunities to the students. To the graduates, the graduating class, please note that the job market has gone global, and this is the reason Mount Kenya University Center for Professional Development has been established. For global opportunities, you need to expand your foreign language command. These include German, French, and Chinese, among others, to increase your skills for international jobs and apply for your passports too. The current job market of career requires continuous mentoring. Have a positive mindset to be mentored, whether at home, work, or any other special spheres. Finally, I wish to thank the MKU lecturers for effectively impacting knowledge, skills, and positive attitudes to us as well as to the administrators, the management, and the parents or guardians for their input that has seen us all get this far. To the graduates, grow to be the best you can be in your diverse career lives. I finish by a quote by one Myers Minor Jr., "Go into the world and do well, but more importantly, go into the world and do good." God bless Mount Kenya University. Thank you.
A proud her again. Thank you. Mr. Chancellor, sir, it is my honor and privilege to invite the Vice Chancellor, Professor Deogratius Jaganyi, to address this congregation.
The Chancellor, Professor John Strather, Chief Guest, Right Honorable Dr. Moses Masika Watangula, EGH, Speaker of the National Assembly of Kenya, Honorary Awardee Mr. Karim A.A. Khan, KC, Prosecutor, International Criminal Court, the Principal Secretary, State Department for Higher Education and Research, Ministry of Education, Dr. Beatrice Muganda Inyangala, represented, founder of Mount Kenya University, MKU, and Chairman, Board of Directors, Professor Simon N. Gisharu, co-founder of Mount Kenya University, Dr. Jen Newto in absentia, member of the University Board of Directors in absentia, Chairman, University Council, Professor Stephen Agong, Vice Chairman of the University Council, and Pro-Chancellor, Dr. Vincent Gaido, member of the University Council, member of the University Management Board and Senate, members of other universities from other universities, members of Parliament present, distinguished guests, Mount Kenya University staff, parents and guardians, graduates and students, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Preliminary remark. I take this opportunity to welcome all to the 23rd graduation ceremony of Mount Kenya University. As I congratulate all the 6,108 graduates for completing their studies successfully, I acknowledge with gratitude the support accorded to the graduates by parents, guardians, sponsors, and staff, among others, during their studies. Mr. Chancellor, sir, ladies and gentlemen, of the 6,108 graduates who are celebrating their academic achievement today, 3,138 are male graduates, while 2,970 are female graduates. All these graduates have fulfilled all academic program requirements for conferment of various degrees and awards of various diplomas and certificates as follows. 1 honorary doctorate, 15 Doctor of Philosophy PhD degrees, 349 master's degree, 162 postgraduate diplomas, 618 bachelor's degree, 1,542 diplomas, and 421 certificates. Student enrollment at MKU. The university has remained resilient and has continued to strive in enrolling students for various academic programs. In January, April, and May, August 2023 semester, the university registered a total of 54,138 and 54,522 students respectively. This is a clear testimony that MKU has over the years established its niche and maintained quality education. The university has continued to attract both local and international students. Among the enrolled students, we have international students, and a number of them are also graduating today. Co-curriculum activities. Mr. Chancellor, sir, ladies and gentlemen, the university has continued to support student welfare activities, such as the Mount Kenya University Student Association 2023 elections were done through e-voting system across the campuses. This was a major milestone for Mount Kenya University and the entire student body because this was the first online Mkusa election, and it was a very successful one. Since last graduation, MKU students have participated in a number of events, such as the Kenya National Drama Festival event that took place in April 2023 in Mombasa County, the 12th edition of East African University Games in December 2022 at Ndenje University in Uganda, emerged the third best overall Kenyan university and 8th best African university, having won 23 medals, 5 gold, 7 silver, and 11 bronze. The student also participated in Sikika Youth Festival and Mental Health Awareness Forum in June 2023, held at the Mwai Kibaki Convention Center. This was a celebration between Mount Kenya University, Cape Media, Conscious Work Consult, and Mind and Beyond Consulting Center. The forum ignited conversation on mental health awareness, a problem that is very widespread. Mkusa student leaders participated in African Youth Leadership Forum at Machakos County in June 2023. They also hosted Makerere University Business School student guilds on a benchmarking visit and exchange program. In pursuit of corporate social responsibility, MKU student and staff, in conjunction with Kiambu County government, participated in community service of cleaning up Thika town and its environment during the World Cleaning Environment Day in March 2023. The student also participated in a blood donation drive in June, just to mention a few activities that our student and staff have been involved in during that particular period. Academic programs. In order to align with emerging trends and address the market demand, the University Senate supported 2 new programs, namely the Doctor of Philosophy in Biotechnology and Bachelor of Pharmacy upgrading. The Senate also approved revised curricula for Bachelor of Law, Diploma of Law, Bachelor of Science in Natural Science, Bachelor of Science in Science Laboratory Science, and Bachelor of Science in Animal Health and Production. To establish suitability, relevance, and to make MKU program cost-effective in the era of technology integration, the university has progressively upgraded its e-content module into SCOM, file digital content, which is self-paced with voice-over. The digitization of content helps to have online content that is comprehensive and easy to navigate for the learners. Additionally, the university new common units are now offered online and are accessible to all learners in various modes of study. On research, innovation, and community engagement, Mount Kenya has continued to implement her strategy on research, innovation, and community engagement. Some of our progress include the research and innovation. To enhance the research output, the university, in collaboration with the Japanese International Cooperation Agency, JICA, has established a center for malaria elimination. The laboratory will provide a platform for enhancing malaria elimination research being championed by MKU faculty and other biomedical research involving genomics and cell biology technique. It will also offer opportunity for advanced training of students and early career postdoctoral scientists from Kenya and the region at large. As part of the university open door policy, the laboratory will be open to all members of the research community in Kenya. MKU faculty have continued to win competitive research grants from various funding agencies. These include the European Union, World Health Organization, Shionogi PLC, Nagasaki University. The School of Social Sciences has secured a Erasmus mobile grant worth 11 million with the University of Cyril and Methodius in Trnava, Slovakia from 2023 to 2024. This is a learning mobility for higher education students and staff and is part of the university initiative to scale up grant proposal writing and research activities domiciled in schools. Recently, the university was awarded the 4 million grant by the UK Knowledge Transfer Network, UKKTN, to pilot the Internet of Things enabler machine that allows shopkeepers to accurately dispense as little as a few cents worth of washing powder into reusable containers, thereby increasing profit margin for store owners and reducing single-use plastic, which is a major contributor to environmental pollution and climate change. In this project, MKU students have also developed EcoTrace, a data-powered reusable packaging tracking platform that revolutionizes the way companies deliver their product and how people consume them. This is being piloted in collaboration with a global fast-moving consumer goods company. Lastly, the university remains responsive to emerging issues locally and globally. With the recent scandal involving insurance fraud, our innovators have stepped in to create MyDoc, an artificial intelligence-powered claim double checker platform for the purpose of curbing insurance fraud and ensuring global access of medical data to patients. Community engagement. As part of community engagement, MKU engaged the community through participation in a malaria study at Webuye County Hospital, Bungoma County, under the theme, Strengthening Collaboration for Malaria Research. Stakeholders' feedback was quite useful in identifying modalities to improve communication, participants' recruitment, data collection, and participants' follow-up. On conferences, as part of its mandate to promote research activities, MKU hosted the 8th International Interdisciplinary Inter-University Consortium African Research Conference in March 2023 and Access International Summer School Kenya 2023 Conference in May 2023. On information and communication technology, MKU has endeavors to align with the dynamic nature of technological world in order to remain relevant. The university has obtained portable web cameras to enhance monitoring of online examination. Online student application process has also been enhanced to guide the applicants on program qualification, career path, credit transfer, and fee payment. The university has continued to improve online learning to align its infrastructure and application to handle users on online platform. In addition, to generate accurate quality management reports, the university reporting modules has been enhanced to create customized, customated instant reports. The university has also aligned its infrastructure and application to handle users on online platform through migration to Azure AD and implementing Microsoft Intune to enhance security, efficiency, and effectiveness of administration of the MKU ICT resources. On quality assurance, the university has continued to put in place mechanisms to ensure continual improvement and to ensure compliance and implementation of quality management system based on the ISO 9001-2015 through audit, compliance checks, monitoring, and evaluation survey. Mr. Chancellor, sir, significant achievements have been made in realigning quality assurance activities in the campuses and Odell centers for the last 2 semesters that has aimed in enhancing delivery of services to our students. As I conclude, I thank the University Board of Directors, Chancellor, and Council for continued leadership and support. I also thank the University Senate, Management Board, and staff for their dedication to support development and growth of the university to nurture academic aspiration of our students. Finally, to the graduates. Once again, congratulations on your outstanding accomplishment. We celebrate you. As you go out, I will challenge you on 2 things. There is no ceiling of success. Desire to progress even after your graduation to pursue the next higher academic course. We have opportunities for career progression available at MKU. Number 2, the road ahead of you out there may have its share of obstacles. You must learn to overcome them. If opportunities do not knock, build a door and knock into it. I wish you success in your career, and I thank you, and God bless you. Mr. Chancellor, sir, it is my humble privilege to invite the chairman of Mount Kenya University Council, Professor Dr. Stephen Agong Gaya, PhD, to address the congregation. Thank you very much.
the Chancellor of Mount Kenya University, Professor John Struthers, the Chief Guest, Right Honorable Dr. Moses Wetangula, the Speaker, National Assembly of Kenya, Honorary Awardee, Mr. Karim Khan, the Prosecutor of International Criminal Court, the Principal Secretary, State Department of Higher Education and Research, represented by Mr. Paul Mungai, the founder of Mount Kenya University and Chairman of Board of Directors, Professor Simon Gicharu, co-founder of Mount Kenya University, Dr. Jane Newton, members of the University Board of Directors, Vice Chairman of Council, and Pro-Chancellor of the University, Dr. Vincent Gaito, members of the University Council, Vice Chancellor Professor Jaganji, members of the University Management Board and Senate, distinguished guests, Mount Kenya University staff, I am extremely delighted to be part of this important event. And on behalf of the Mount Kenya University Council, I am extremely delighted indeed to welcome you to our 23rd graduation ceremony. Mr. Chancellor, sir, allow me to appreciate our chief guest and all the distinguished guests present. I take this early opportunity to appreciate the support of the Board of Directors in making MKU the hub of quality university education and training. It is my singular honor and gratitude to say that I'm humbled and indeed privileged to the appointment that I've been granted to serve as the chairman of Mount Kenya University Council. And at the same time, I really want to appreciate the immediate chairman of council, who has been ably guiding the council and also is present also in this particular graduation ceremony. I commit to steer the team to ensure we offer support to the university management and the entire Senate as the university grows to the next level. During the year under review and during this graduation ceremony, Mr. Chancellor Sam, the Council has been committed to ensuring that, as per the mandate of the Council, we have reviewed several policies which are aligned to ensuring that Mount Kenya University community is geared towards attaining its goals. Mr. Chancellor Sam, the University Council has continued to ensure that we achieve the vision through the development and implementation of policies, regulations, and guidelines to support the functioning of the university processes and operations. In so doing, the Council has approved the following policies. Our first one, which is also towards supporting the student fraternity, is the health services policy. This particular policy will ensure that our students have access to essential healthcare services, thus promoting their physical and mental well-being. The policy helps in addressing the common health issues and provide preventive care, early intervention, and treatment options for our students and also staff. The policy encourages partnerships with local healthcare providers and specialists. This collaboration allows expansion of the range of services available to the students and enables seamless referrals, thus ensuring comprehensive and specialized healthcare where needed. The second policy that the Council has generally considered and approved is the management of chaplaincy. This particular policy fosters an all-inclusive and support to our university environment, as well as honoring the diverse religious and spiritual needs of all members of our university community. We have also looked at the posthumous award and conferment policy, which provides procedures and guidelines, Mr. Chancellor Sam, in terms of awarding an academic award when necessary, especially posthumously, especially where a candidate that is to be honored with this particular award is deceased but had unfortunately died before the graduation ceremony, but would have considered to have completed all the requirements for the respective requisite award. The other policy, Mr. Chancellor, sir, that we have considered and approved is information security policy. The purpose of this policy is to provide relevant direction and value to the individuals within the university with regard to information security. The policy defines legal and ethical responsibility of MKU employees from a security perspective and provides direction upon which a control framework can be built to secure the organization against external and internal threats, risks, and mitigate on the potential risks as they occur. The other policy, Mr. Chancellor, sir, that we have considered is data protection and privacy policy. This particular policy, Mr. Chancellor, sir, provides minimum standards concerning the protection of personal data that we collect, process, and store, and covers the use of personal data about all individuals, including students, employees, customers, and other third parties that deal with MKU remotely, directly, and otherwise. This policy also ensures that the university protects the rights of all employees, students, consumers, customers, and business partners. This particular policy fosters transparency in how the university collects, processes, and stores people's data and safeguards itself from the risk of that particular data breaches. The other important policy that we have also looked at is bring your own device policy. Mr. Chancellor, sir, this policy establishes the minimum security requirements for personally owned ICT devices that connect to Mount Kenya University technology resources and or access to data, including but not limited to smartphones, tablets, laptops, and notebooks. Mr. Chancellor, sir, we have also looked at another important instrument, that is the establishment of Machakos Open Distance and Electronic Learning, or DEL Center. The University Council has approved this particular center, which indeed increases the access to the administrative services to our students in the eastern region of Kenya. In conclusion, Mr. Chancellor, sir, I would like to pass my sincere, warm congratulatory message to all our graduates of this particular graduation ceremony today, because they deserve this particular achievement. Thank you for making MKU a great institution, a great university, a university of choice in realizing your dreams in the university education. As you graduate today, we have the assurance that you are and ready to change the world as transformers, as innovators, as job creators. I value indeed our staff whose hands have touched you, nurtured you, mentored you, and today we can celebrate your achievement. Your effort and hard work will go recognized by this university as you now graduate to be great alumni of this great institution. May God bless you. May God bless Mount Kenya University. Thank you so much. Mr. Chancellor, sir, at this point in time, allow me to invite the representative of the PS of our State Department for Higher Education and Research, Dr. Beatrice Inyangala, who could not be here today, but is ably represented here by Mr. Paul Mungai.
the chief guests, the Chancellor, Vice Chancellor, the Chairman of the University Council, the graduating class of 2023, staff, students, parents and guardians, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I stand here to represent the Principal Secretary for the State Department for University Education and Research, the Ministry of Education, who could not make it because she had another engagement. And therefore, I will just read through the speech that she should have presented. It gives me great pleasure and honor to be part of this gathering as we celebrate the 23rd graduation ceremony of Mount Kenya University. Graduation Day is culmination of all the time, energies, and efforts put in by various people. It is therefore right to celebrate the great achievement. Let me take this early opportunity to thank Professor Simon Isharu for the great vision that has really made great contribution to education in this country and beyond. Let me also thank the entire university management for this well-organized ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here to celebrate the achievement of the graduates who have worked tirelessly to attain their academic goals. They have walked through this challenging and difficult journey in pursuit of higher education. And today they stand before us as accomplished individuals ready to take on the world. Let me therefore take this early opportunity to congratulate the graduates on this achievement and wish you the very best in your endeavors. We recognize your persistent effort, diligence, innovativeness in your studies, which you have really demonstrated. We are happy to note that you have kept focus on your academic pursuits to the point of graduating today. Your unrelenting efforts will from this day on open paths of opportunities for you as you pursue excellence. The education attained is not only a vehicle for good jobs, but a tool to make a difference in the world. You have been equipped with knowledge and skills to be agents of change in your respective field of study. Ladies and gentlemen, in this era we are called upon to interrogate our policies and put in place institutional mechanisms that spur needed change in order to attain both our national and continental development agendas. As you are all aware, strong higher education systems are key to accelerating development, building inclusive societies, and promoting sustainable economic growth. The basis for real development that impacts society is investment in education. But to create a pool of thinkers who are the epicenter of social, cultural, and economic development needs of a country, more investment in higher education is needed. The growth of the knowledge economy concept that has emerged in the last few years has placed a lot of importance in education and training for any meaningful economic growth. The higher education should therefore be at the center of research, innovation, and a generation of new thinking, which in turn positively impacts industry and society in general. Universities are not only expected to conduct education and research, but also to play an active role in the socio-economic and cultural developments of their regions. The former UN Secretary General Kofi Annan, upon receiving an honorary degree from the University of Ghana, put it rather well and I quote, "Universities can help develop African expertise. They can enhance the analysis of African problems, strengthen domestic institutions, serve as a model for good governance, conflict resolution, and respect for human rights," end of quote. The major purpose of establishing universities is therefore to address the problem of poverty, social disorganization, low production, unemployment, hunger, illiteracy, and disease that are problems of underdevelopment. Ladies and gentlemen, the recently released report of the Presidential Working Party on Education Reform points out that it is time for Kenya to adopt innovative policies and practices that will ensure all learners are equipped with skills, knowledge, and values that provides them opportunity to thrive in the 21st century. The report, whose theme is Transforming Education, Training and Research for Sustainable Development in Kenya, is premised on the effective implementation of competency-based education that promotes an individual's well-being and acquisition of skills and values in order to contribute meaningfully to the economy and the society at large. In transforming the education, we must harness digital revolution and adopt creative ways of teaching and learning. Universities, therefore, have a major role to play in implementation of competency-based curriculum systems. The systems focuses on the ability of the student to self-learn and develop relevant skills. This way of thinking is informed by opening up of the world, which is powered by technological advancement and innovation. The system aims at inculcating dynamic values and instilling virtues to help the learners flourish holistically. We therefore call upon universities to support the government initiative in rolling out the new curriculum by realigning their curricula and servicing lecturers in CBC pedagogy and e-learning. Mr. Chancellor, sir, there are various challenges affecting higher education in general, among them financial constraints that impact on the provision of quality and low graduate absorption into the labor market. We are confident that Mount Kenya University is producing graduates that measure up to the challenges. The world-class universities, usually referred to as the most prominent research universities, are essential in developing competitiveness in the international knowledge economy. These universities play key roles in generating and circulating knowledge, educating highly skilled personnel for leadership, delivering quality higher education, furthering international public interest, and serving the needs of the society. It is our hope that this university will continue to produce graduates that are recognized and can competently compete internationally. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, let me once again remind the graduates that many people of goodwill, starting with your parents, guardians, relatives, lecturers, as well as government, have sacrificed a lot to ensure that you receive quality education that we are today celebrating. We implore you to also reciprocate and sacrifice in the like manner for those you will encounter in various walks of life. Carry with you the many positive values imparted in you during your study in this reputable university. You are the ambassador of this great university to the nation and the world at large. Be the living witness of Mount Kenya University and let its name shine all over. Once again, congratulations and God bless you.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, allow me at this juncture to invite the Chairman, Board of Directors, Professor Simon Gicharu, to address the congregation.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Graduates, can I hear you? Good morning. Asanteni sana. You know, sometimes when you are supposed to talk last, you find that what you want to say has been said by the previous speakers. And it is good for me because it gives me a short period, short time to talk. The Chancellor, Professor John Stratus, the Chief Guest, Right Honorable Dr. Moses Wetagura, EGH, Speaker of the National Assembly, our area Member of Parliament, Honorable Alice Nganga, who I will invite to recognize the other honorable members who accompanied the speaker. The Honorary Awadi, Mr. Karim Khan, Prosecutor, International Criminal Court, who is accompanied here by wife and friends. The Principal Secretary, State Department for Higher Education, Research, Ministry of Education, Dr. Beatrice Muganda, who is represented by Mr. Mugai. All the rest had been mentioned by the previous speaker, so I will not again repeat mentioning them. I want to start by acknowledging a message that I received this morning from one of our former graduates, Caleb Lono from Bomet. When I saw that message, and because I receive many messages from our previous graduates, I thought he was possibly requesting me to ask a honorable speaker for a job. But fortunately, he told me that I secured myself a job. And now what he wanted was to challenge the university through me that we should start a program on medical social work, which I forwarded to the Vice Chancellor. And I want to assure Lono, wherever you are, your message is where it ought to be with the Vice Chancellor, and we will look at it. And congratulations once again for securing yourself a job. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to start by congratulating the graduates and appreciating you for having chosen Mount Kenya University as your preferred institution for higher learning. When you are doing this, I know it has not been easy for the last 3 years because of this COVID-19 pandemic that came, but despite that, ladies and gentlemen, our graduates, you are able to overcome that, and that is why you have made us proud to come to this ceremony to celebrate you for having fulfilled your requirements. I want to go further and say the board of directors or the founders of this university is committed in developing world-class infrastructure, and not only ourselves, we have partnered with other collaborating agencies such as Japan International Cooperation Agency that recently helped us to launch a 450 million project that we are going to undertake, that the university will undertake in collaboration with Osaka State University. We are also committed in supporting internationalization of the university by ensuring that we attract international students, and I'm told by the Vice Chancellor that as we sit here today, we have 80,000 international students from over 40 countries, and 400 of them are graduating with us here today. A clap for our international students. When we are talking about internationalization, we will not stop it at that, but we will also say that even if we know and we have been told that the jobs are fewer in Kenya, not only in Kenya, also in other African countries, what we are also saying is that graduates, also I want you to start thinking international and go out there and try to look for jobs. I have been impressed by Kenyans that I meet in other countries, and they say, I said, and I told myself that I'm not going to sit in my own country and complain that there are no jobs. I decided to go out there and try to search for jobs. And in this, we are proud as a university because we have given 100 Kenyans jobs in our university in Kigali who are working there. So please be part of our drive towards internationalization of everything. And the choice, when we decided today that we are going to have our honorary Dr. Our honorable, our Dean, Karim Khan, the message that we wanted to also sell to you graduates is that Dr. Karim Khan was born in Scotland, in UK, but now he works in Netherlands. And he has before he has also worked in other countries across the world. So don't just think local, because we have students who want to study in their own home counties. They study secondary school in their own home counties, then university in their own home counties, and start looking for jobs in their own home counties. And when they are unable to get, then they say that there are no jobs. You go out there, be like Karim Khan, who is seated with us here today. And when I see Khan seated with us, it's a message that International Criminal Court is not an institution. When we see Khan, then we start saying that possibly this and this and this is happening. No, he is here to send a message to us that we become international. Not every time that we see him, then we see that there are criminal matters. Today is not a day for criminal matters, it's a day to celebrate him in our own university. There are quite a number of very many opportunities, and this is not the time for me to go down talking about where opportunities are. We are going to keep on engaging you through our Office of Alumni. When we have something to tell you, I will challenge the Office of the Alumni to share with our students on opportunities available. We have been talking about university education reforms, and many people have been asking me what is up in university, how are you affected? And as yesterday, the president launched a new university, open university, and again, many people were asking me, what is it, how is it going to affect us? And I simply said that the education reforms, the new open university, is going to create also new opportunities for all of us. So there is no really competition or anything wrong, and I want to say that we are going to support the university education reforms as presented to His Excellency, the President, as a university. I want to go to the mental health a little bit as a challenge to us today, and I want to say that the university, and I am impressed because my the co-founder of the university, who is my wife, Dr. Jane Newto, has taken it upon herself and initiated an organization called Might and Beyond Counseling Center, where she is actively involved in addressing this issue on mental health. As I will be requesting Honorable Speaker Dr. Moses Wetangula, when he is in Parliament together with other members of Parliament, to look at legislative framework for the issues of mental health, I want to say that sometimes we disguise the issue of mental health. When I go to check up in hospitals, hospital, wherever I feel I needed to be checked, when sometimes sometimes we find ourselves being quite a number of us who want to be checked, but I have never seen any person saying I want to be checked mentally, because some people feel that talking about your mental health is like a taboo. Let's also start thinking and really taking it seriously. As we were talking with the Vice Chancellor sometimes in the last 2 weeks, and he was informing me about the graduates, then I took an opportunity to ask the Vice Chancellor, what about our previous graduates? He was telling me that the certificates, and it is not me to disclose that, when he was telling me about that the certificates will be ready as soon as you graduate today. Then I asked him, what about the certificates of our previous graduates? And he told me from the time of COVID-19, there has been an issue where the university allowed students to sit for the final exam without paying the full fees, and others had delayed collecting the certificates because of various challenges. And when we looked at the number, we saw that about 4,000 students over time had not collected their certificates because of various small issues. And when we added some of the amount of money that they owed the university, and that being the reason why they had not collected the certificates, I saw that they had owed the university about 80 million Kenya shillings, and I directed the Vice Chancellor that since our motto is unlocking infinite possibilities, and you saw the students talking about our motto of unlocking infinite possibilities, and I said keeping those certificates in the university is really locking the infinite possibilities we are talking about unlocking. So I directed the council and the Vice Chancellor that the board of directors has waived the 80 million shillings for the 4,000 students to collect their certificates. And this goes hand in hand. When I was going through the social media some times back, and I saw something, a message that captured my attention, that many people keep on talking about family backgrounds. Family background, I was poor, I was this, and even including myself, because I did not come from a well-up family. And I remember when I was looking for jobs that I considered good, I used to make sure that I borrowed some part that I introduced in my curriculum vitae on family background. And I thought that by saying I am poor, possibly I will get sympathy and get a job. But I remember in one of the interviews, one of the interviewers, when he looked at my curriculum vitae, told me, but now at your age, you are now the background. And I felt challenged told me, remove that one from your curriculum vitae because now moving forward, you are the background. And indeed, I became now the background of myself, and I have lived to that. Can you, graduates, I want to challenge you, forget about where you have come from, now start becoming your background from today. Ladies and gentlemen, I said many people, when I have looked at what had been prepared for me, I have seen that most of it have been said, and I don't want to take your time because we have said, the Vice Chancellor assured me that traditionally we finish our graduation by latest one, and I hope the Vice Chancellor will keep that word and ensure that the students have time to celebrate the graduation, the reason that made them come here today. I want to stop at that, and I had been requested that I invite the chief guest, and because I have seen the chief guest comes from Parliament, because he's the speaker, and here we have our area member of Parliament. I want to, with a lot of humility, request Honorable Alice Nganga, the area member of Parliament, to come in here, introduce the members of Parliament present here, and then invite our chief guest. Thank you, and God bless you, and I wish you success in your life and livelihood. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chairman. Mr. Chancellor, Sir, Honorable Speaker of the National Assembly, distinguished guests, esteemed faculty, proud parents, and most importantly, the brilliant graduating class of 2023. I stand before you today as your area member of Parliament, filled with pride and joy, celebrating this moment. With me today, I know the Honorable Speaker of the National Assembly is here, and he doesn't come alone. He has to come with the members, and there are members who are here with me who I'll be introducing very shortly. But I need to tell you something that as we gather here, I cannot help but to recall my own journey and how education has played a pivotal role in shaping the person I am today. Education is not just about acquiring knowledge, it is about instilling value, nurturing dreams, and empowering individuals to make a positive impact on the world. To the graduating class, I want to extend my heartfelt congratulations. You have worked diligently, overcoming all the challenges and obstacles to reach this stage. As the future leaders and professionals and change makers of our nation, you have the power to shape a brighter tomorrow. Use your education and expertise to address this urgent and pressing challenge of climate change. The theme of this graduation ceremony, embracing raw science and technology for achievement of climate change and intervention, is not just a mere coincidence, but a call to action for each and every one of us. Mahatma Gandhi said, if you want change, make it happen yourself. If you want any change anywhere, it has to begin with you, not with anybody else. So mine today is to wish you nothing but the best. I will not promise you outside there will be no challenges, but if you have come this far, you'll be able to overcome all the hurdles. Also today, I also want to note, Mr. Chancellor, Sir, that there's one gentleman, Daudi Hadi, who is graduating today. I want to recognize him because at the National Assembly, I am the chair for social protection, and all children, all youths, and elderly, the vulnerable group, I chair them at the National Assembly. And once I was going through the children's homes and rescue center, I came across Daudi Hadi. He is graduating today here at MKU. He is from the next institution, our rescue center. And I said I wanted to recognize him today because he has fought all the odds to graduate today. Hadi, wherever you are, Hadi did not know even who named him. He just found himself at the rescue center. But that one never stopped him to become who he is and who is going to be today. So that's a challenge for all of us. Even if there are so many obstacles and challenges, keep fighting. There is a better tomorrow. Keep on pushing on. It will be well. It shall be well. Never give up. In this life, never give up. And when you feel like you're coming to your end, that is the beginning of good things to come. So I would ask the chairman of the institution, in the partnership with the rescue center I just visited, it is your neighboring institution. I know you have been doing a lot for us here in this constituency. Just the other day, we opened the patrol center at the MKU, the main MKU, and the police station. You built for us the traffic offices, and you did very well. You can as well do for us, as we partner with the rescue center, a rehabilitation center, because they have a property and a big land. We do a rehabilitation center there so that we can help our young men and women, those already who have indulged in abuse and substance, drugs, and we can be able to help them to be able to come back to our society. There are young men and women who we can grab at this level and make them to become important people in our society. We thank you very much, MKU, for what you're doing. I'm also, as the Member of Parliament, partnering with MKU, because this financial year, I was able to educate and give the university $1 million shillings for those people who are less fortunate. And I'll continue doing it in the years even to come even more to make sure we empower our young men and women. I also want to promise you by the time we are graduating next year that we are going to have many bypasses. We don't experience the traffic we always experience when we are coming for this graduation. We open up thicker so that when parents come from far and wide are able to access this venue of ours. Because right now, if you go outside, there are vehicles. There are people who didn't want to be here very early, but because of traffic, they delayed. As a Member of Parliament, that one will be my duty to make sure that the next year when you're coming, something will have been done. And for the rest of the other 4 years, those who will be graduating in 4 years to come, this place, people will be told to go and graduate in MKU. They will not be giving up so easily because our venue will be more accessible. Thank you very much. Let me now take this opportunity to introduce the members of Parliament who accompanied our chief guest today. They will stand up and wave, but Honorable Medi, who is the chair at the National Assembly, he chairs education. He will give his few remarks. May I now introduce Honorable David Wafula Wakodi, our senator from Bungoma. Also with us is Honorable Innocent Mugambe from Rukuyani constituency. Also with us is Honorable Ferdinand Wanyonyi from Kwanza constituency, Trans Nzoia. Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Also with us is Honorable John Juguna Kawanjiko from Kiamba constituency. With us also, we call her boy child, but she's our woman rep, Honorable Anne Wajiko Wamuratha. She is our woman rep. Thank you very much, Anne. And now let me take this opportunity to welcome Honorable Julius Medi, MP 23rd Nandi, and Chair Education at the National Assembly. Karibu sana Mheshimiwa.
Our chief guest today, who is the Speaker of the National Assembly, Honorable Moses Masika Wetangula, the Chancellor, the University Fraternity, and all parents and invited guests, good morning. I will not take much time. First of all, let me congratulate the graduating class of 2033 for the achievement that you've made, especially taking the 4 or 5 years that you've had at the university. I would also want to congratulate the parents and the faculty for the good work that you've done at the university. As a teacher and as a legislator, I want to also congratulate the chair of the university for this great achievement that he has done for this country as a republic. During the talks that has been said a few minutes ago here, I've realized that this is an international university. This is a university that needs to be benchmarked by other universities. Having 8,000 students from 40 countries is no mean achievement. And I want the other national universities to also emulate what MKU is doing. I'd also want to say that there are a number of reforms at the education sector, more so from the Working Party, by the President, which were actually established by the President. And I want to tell the investors, and more so the private universities, there is no cause for alarm. The kind of reforms that are going on in the Republic is to enhance the role of private universities and also the role of the national public universities. It is not to harm anyone. And I want to assure the candidates, the graduates, and the students in the private universities that all is well. And we want to have a one harmonious university education that meets the international standards. Last but not least is actually the issue of research and development. I've checked and I've seen in your in the graduating booklet that this university is participating a lot, especially in malaria research. This is a new field that we all need to emulate and to really follow as a country. One of the cornerstones of the universities in the world is actually the development of research. And this is quite very important. And I think the faculty of this university are doing quite well to attract funds in that particular area. Last but not least is the issue of open university. MKU has been a pioneer and a very good university in open and distance learning. Yesterday, we were with the President during the launch of the Open University of Kenya. In fact, it is going to be the university where each one of us, both the graduate, the undergraduate, and even the postgraduate students, are able to have a lot in terms of learning, knowledge development, and skills development. I want to wish you, the graduates, that the world there's a lot of infinite possibilities. You cannot go back to your village. Come to Nairobi, and Nairobi is the smallest place. You can go to Kampala, you can go to New York, you can go to Australia, you are the citizens of the world. We are not sending you back again to the village. And you've come back, you are from the university that has infinite possibilities. Have a blessed afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member and Chair for Education at the National Assembly. May I also recognize, not with us here at the podium, but with the graduate, Honorable Daniel Kanjori, who is also graduating with us today with a PhD, wherever you are. Let us clap for him. There he is. You know, apart from the speaker who knows that we go to school, people think that members of parliament, we don't go to school. We also go to school and we learn and we study. As I conclude today, I just want to tell you one thing. The education that you have today is an equalizer. That is where the bottom meets the top. with that education, the one you have, whether you come from the smallest village of this nation, or you come from whatever background, it doesn't matter. This is a high time. This is the opportunity for you today to be able now to meet the top. The education will remove you from that village to become a doctor, to become a lawyer, to become a nurse, to become a politician like myself. You can become an entrepreneur. Sky is the limit. You are the only one who can limit yourself. Go outside there and conquer the world. Go and impact the world. Those are my words for you today. Go and impact the world. I want to take this opportunity now to invite Titi Nganga to read the bio of our chief guest. Mr. Nganga.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, my responsibility here is a simple one, to present the biodata of the Right Honorable Dr. Moses Masika Wetangula, Speaker of the National Assembly of Kenya, Chief Guest of the 23rd graduation ceremony, also a senior counsel, and also my learned senior counsel. Moses, the Speaker of the National Assembly, the Speaker's engagement in public service spans over 40 years. He began his service in judiciary as a magistrate in 1982 and served in Kidhimani, Machakos, and Rongo stations. The Speaker, a prominent member of the Royal Society of Kenya and an advocate of the High Court, is known for his exceptional grasp of parliamentary services, practices, and procedures, making him an astute debater. In recognition of his diligent work for the community, he was awarded an honorary degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, that is, honoris causa, by Kibabii University. He was also presented with the Nation's Severity Award by the I Change Nations Group Organization, an organization founded in the United States of America, which recognizes persons with outstanding humanitarian efforts that have a transformative impact on nations. He began his political career in 1993 when he was nominated to the 7th Parliament. He served for 5 cumulative terms between 1993 and 2013 as a member of Parliament for Sirisia constituency and as a senator for Bungoma County that is between 2013 and 2022. During his first term as a nominated member, he served as a member of Speaker's panel, therein as temporary deputy speaker, also served the House Business Committee as well as the Committee on Defense and Foreign Relations. He was also an active member of the CPA Executive Committee. In the 7th Parliament, he led various reforms to the rules of procedure of the House and was the leader of the Kenyan delegation to the African, Caribbean, and Pacific European Union Joint Assembly. During his first term in the Senate, and part of his second as senator for Bungoma County, the Speaker served as the Senate Majority Leader and a member of Senate Business Committee. He also served as a member of the Senate Standing Committee on Defense and Foreign Relations and the Committee on Finance and Budget. Prior to 2013, The Speaker held various cabinet portfolios, that is between 2011 and 2013, that is Minister for Trade, Chairperson of the African Union Peace and Security Council. Also, between 2004 and 2007, he served as an Assistant Minister for Foreign Affairs before being appointed the Minister for Foreign Affairs, a position he held up to 2011. The Speaker is also the political party leader of the Forum for Restoration of Democracy, which he has led since 2012, and I think to date. Globally, the Speaker seeks to continue building and strengthening parliamentary diplomacy and the long and rich relationship of the Parliament of Kenya, and has with key players, including the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association, the Pan-African Parliament, and the Interparliamentary Union, the East African Legislative Assembly, and the Organization of the African, Caribbean, and Pacific States, done so. That is my humble presentation of the biodata of the Speaker.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chancellor, sir, ladies and gentlemen. Allow me to invite Honorable Dr. Moses Wetangula, EGH, Speaker of the National Assembly of Kenya, to address the congregation, aka Papa wa Roma. Karibu sana.
Thank you very much, Honorable Alice Nganga, our MP for Thika Town. The founder and chairman of Mount Kenya University, my good friend Professor Simon Gisharu, the University Chancellor, Professor John Struthers, the Vice Chancellor of the University, Professor Deogratius Jagani, members of the University Council, Deputy Vice Chancellors, Deans, Registrars and Directors, distinguished international jurist and Chief Prosecutor of the ICC at The Hague, Karim Khan, who is a graduate today, teaching and non-teaching staff of this great university, parents, guardians, graduates, and students, all invited guests. I stand before you on invitation of your chairman. 3 months ago, I bumped into Professor Gisharu in Kigali, Rwanda. He was visiting one of his university branches, and he asked me whether I would be available to come here today to join this momentous occasion for you graduates in celebrating an achievement in your lives. I did agree, and today I have come here to join you. I have some speech here, but let me just talk to you. Wanafunzi ambao mumekusanyika hapa leo, today is a great day in your lives. I'm sure all of you are just waiting for the moment when you'll be told, and now you are granted the power to read and all that appertains thereto. I met here also a good friend of mine, Francis Mudaura, our long-serving diplomat and former head of the public service during the great days of this country under our departed President Mwai Kibaki. I always called him the Prime Minister without the correct title. We are here to witness a moment of greatness in your lives as students. I did not know or imagine the size of this university until I came here today to learn that it is indeed the largest university in Kenya in terms of student population. Congratulations, Professor Gisharo and your team. On a day like this in 1981, I sat anxiously like you are sitting at the great court at the University of Nairobi, waiting for the Chancellor of the University, President Moi, to come and shake each graduate's hand and award us our degrees. And from there, the journey in life for my class of 45 started. Many of us then transited to the School of Law. And those days when you finished university, as you stepped out of the gates of the university, there was a job waiting for you. I was recruited as a magistrate when I was finishing up at the School of Law. Today is different. As we grant you the power to read and all that appertains thereto, your challenges in life will multiply. Your journey into the unknown will begin. And many of you will now be knocking door to door, glued on websites of possible employment opportunities so that you can make ends meet. But I've been truly touched to hear that part of the foundation and strength of this university is innovation. Because when you embrace innovation, science, and change, you stand the possibility of not knocking anybody's door, but journeying in life to self-sustenance, self-employment, and becoming an employment creator. And I wish you all an opportunity to be so. Kenya, honorable ladies and gentlemen, is famed for producing tremendous, admirable, and hardworking human resource capacity. One day I went to a meeting in a small island between the UK and Ireland called Isle of Man. Then in one evening I developed a fever. I was rushed to a local top hospital. And on arrival, I was received and treated by a nurse from Kenya. The moment I saw her and she said, "Mheshimiwa, unafanya nini hapa?" 90% of my health challenge was resolved. And she gave me wonderful treatment and took me back to my hotel. Recently, I went to the UK, and it shows you the diversity of Kenya's intellectual and manpower human resource capacity. I went to a function to cheer the team I normally support and struggle with called Arsenal. And when I arrived there, I was introduced to a young girl from Kiambu here. And I was told, this is the chief chef and nutritionist of Arsenal Football Club. From Kenya. Everywhere you go. I went to a country on top of the Himalayas where people hardly go, called Nepal. I was checked in a 5-star hotel, and the welcoming party was a manager from Kenya. This tells you, fellow Kenyans, our tremendous capacity to adopt anywhere and everywhere in the world. And thanks to institutions such as Mount Kenya University that mold our young people into giving them the opportunity and the ability to fit anywhere in the world in the job market. So as we cry back home that we have no jobs, opportunities abound out there. You visit our neighbors, Tanzania, Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi, South Sudan, everywhere. The hospitality industry is manned and managed by Kenyans. You go to South Sudan, 90% of the teaching fraternity there are Kenyans. And so on and so forth. So we come here today to encourage you, to laud you, to cheer you for your resilience in the past couple of years, some 3, some 4, some more, for walking through the life of academia and reaching the first peak to be crowned a graduate here today. We'll go out there, interact with the mighty and the low, but the bottom line is what you have achieved here should help you turn a page in the positive direction of our country. Professor Gisharu, when I was coming here, I was requested to pass the regards and well wishes of our President, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, and congratulate the graduating teams. And he asked me to tell you that the government of the Republic of Kenya will continuously support education both in the public and private sector and ensure that the quality standards and the students we churn out meet the expectations and the desires of our republic. The Minister for Education, the Honorable Machogu, also requested me to congratulate the graduates and to tell you, Professor Gisharu, that the government will work with all, including private universities, to further our education. Honorable fellow Kenyans, as we graduate here today, we in leadership must continuously assure Kenyans that we are not oblivious of the challenges that the education sector in this country faces. Honorable Meli has been here, is the chairman of education in the parliament. I want to encourage you, Honorable Meli, and your group to ensure that there are adequate resources available for education, for innovation, for science, for technology, and for all issues relating to education, including but not limited to training good quality teachers that will then assist our institutions in the country. Today, you've chosen environment and climate change as one of your themes in this graduating ground. Indeed, climate change is here with us. Our president is the chair of the climate change chapter in Africa and is a climate change champion. He's committed himself to plant 15 billion trees in this country in his first term as our president. I encourage you, as a university, to embrace environmental studies that will help in adding value to our struggle to keep abreast with climate change. Because climate change is no longer a song to be sung in high places, it's right here with us. Those of you who come from villages like I do, you will see diminished and dried up streams that were rivers in our early years. You will see a complete change of the arrival of the rain cycles. You will see longer droughts or inordinately heavy rains that make no sense to the farmer because it comes in torrents and disappears. All these are factors that we need to fight to save the human race from the ravages of climate change. Honorable graduates, leo ni siku yenu, na mimi nasimama mbele yenu kuwatambua, kuwashukuru na kuwapa kongole kwa kustahimili shida za shule. Saa zingine mnakosa malasi, mnakosa chakula, mnakosa karo, lakini mmejaribu kustahimili ili mupate cheti cha masomo na muende huko nje mpambane na maisha. Na maisha huko nje si raha. You will face many things out there. Many of you are going to form and create young families. But I want to assure you, on behalf of the leadership of this country, that the Kenya Kwanza government of President William Ruto inherited a tattered economy. An economy that was in total shambles. It takes a little time to reconstruct. And these MPs here who belong to the institution I lead will tell you that for the first time we closed the year with all monies due to counties fully paid by the 30th of June this year. All monies for CDF. Mama Alice Nganga will not say, I'm waiting for CDF to melipa yote. All monies to women affirmative action paid. And from yesterday, because this area is a farming area, the cost of fertilizer has been dropped from 6,700 in August last year to 2,500 today. And that is the process of reducing the cost of life, cost of living. Cost of living will be reduced by production, not by us shouting at each other in leadership. And I can assure you, in my long career in politics, I have been in opposition, I've been in government, and I know how both taste. And I know the expectations from both. But the ultimate is our patriotic attitude as Kenyans. That when you are in opposition, your duty is not to disrupt, but to correct. And when you are in government, your duty is not to gloat. Your duty is not to exalt yourself. Your duty is to offer constructive use of public resources put at your disposal so that the country can move forward. At the end of the day, when we pass laws in parliament, there is no single law called the law of the opposition and the law of the government. It is called an act of the Parliament of the Republic of Kenya. And that is what Kenya should be. I wish you well. I pray for you to go to the job market. The lucky ones will have doors opened quickly. The unlucky ones will work for a little longer. But above all, embrace innovation and self-determination, whether it's in farming, in teaching, in whatever field. This country counts and depends on you to swing the door. And once you swing the door, opportunities will open to everybody. And with these few remarks, I have a written speech from my office. I'll pass it on to the university to go into your records. I thought I should speak to you in the manner I've spoken, because it's a day like no other in your lives. And when I graduated in 1981 and walked out of the university, my father walked after me and told me, from now on, you'll pay fees for all your brothers and sisters. And I'm sure some of you will be told the same. Thank you very much, and may God bless you.
Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to invite the Chancellor of Mount Kenya University, Professor John Struthers, to address the congregation. John.
Chief Guest, Right Honourable Dr. Moses M. Wetangula, AGH, Speaker of the National Assembly of Kenya, Honorary Awardee Mr. Karim A.A. Khan, KC Prosecutor, International Criminal Court, the Principal Secretary, State Department for Higher Education and Research, Ministry of Education, Dr. Beatrice Muganda Inyangala, Founder of Mount Kenya University and Chairman Board of Directors, Professor Simon N. Gicharo, Co-founder of Mount Kenya University, Dr. Jane Nyoto. All protocols observed. Good morning. Good afternoon. Hamjambo. Hamjambo. It's my great pleasure and honor to preside over the 23rd graduation ceremony of this great university, as I also convey my heartfelt greetings of both my family and colleagues from Scotland. You probably guessed that I'm from Scotland by the way I'm dressed. This is the national costume that men wear in Scotland. We've been talking about climate change, actually, and I think we've brought some Scottish weather to Kenya, because this is typical Scottish weather, I'm sorry to say. Before I start my main speech, and it will be quite a short speech, I'm going to introduce a colleague who has accompanied me from Scotland, Dr. Richard Thacker, and he will say a few words of greetings to you before I continue with my speech. So I welcome Dr. Richard Thacker to the podium.
Okay, thank you, Chancellor. Honoured guests, faculty, and most importantly, students, it's an absolute pleasure for me to be here today. Now, you may well be wondering why I'm in Kenya. Obviously, I am from Scotland. I'm going to show you. You may well be wondering why I'm here in Kenya today, and indeed why I'm at the graduation ceremony. One of the reasons that I'm here is we have a research project at the moment with Mount Kenya University and with a company in Kenya, and it's a project for which we have very, very high hopes. It's worth over 10 million Kenyan shillings, so it's quite a significant project, and it's in my field of expertise, which is entomology. So I work at a university in Scotland, but I've worked all over the world. I've attended many graduation ceremonies around the world, and I can truly say this is the most impressive ceremony I have ever been to. Now, that's why I'm here, at least that's why I'm in Kenya, and it's why I'm standing here talking to you. I promise I'll wrap up in a moment. The main goal of today, though, of course, and the main focus should be you and yourselves. Now, I know many people, I think every single speaker has said congratulations, or they like using the words heartfelt congratulations. Today of all days, I think you should be congratulated consistently throughout the day. So I want to add my congratulations to all of your achievements. It's not insignificant to complete a program of study at university. Across the globe, even in Scotland and in Kenya, most people do not go to university. It takes a lot of time, a lot of effort. I know you know this. It takes a lot of sacrifice, not only from yourselves, but also from friends, family, and so on. So today of all days, enjoy yourself, please. I'm going to wrap up now. As you go forward then, just some pieces of advice. Try and always be the best person you can be. As you move along your career path, make Mount Kenya proud of you. And then finally, make Kenya proud of you, whether you're working in Kenya or whether you're working somewhere else around the globe. And we've had many examples of that today. So, congratulations to everybody. Asante. I'll pass back to the Chancellor.
We've heard quite a bit already from our previous speakers about the role of universities in international economic development and other aspects of life, including the major challenge that we see with climate change. And many other challenges. We live in very uncertain times, don't we, in the world right now. And it's sometimes difficult to comprehend all these crises that we face. And so therefore it is a time also of reflection, isn't it, to reflect on how we can overcome these challenges, albeit overwhelming. And, you know, when Professor Gachare spoke earlier about the need to look at the job market globally, you're looking at somebody now, me, who his very first job after my studies in Scotland was in Nigeria, in West Africa. And over the years, I've worked in various African countries, in Nigeria, Sierra Leone. I've had associations with Ethiopia, and I've also got associations with Ghana. My wife is from Ghana, actually, and I'm wearing a Ghanaian bow tie just to be in solidarity with my wife. And I only came to Kenya for the first time when I became the Chancellor of this great university about 5 years ago. And one of the things I said to my wife then was, I love Ghana, but I wish we'd come to Kenya 30 years ago. I am conflicted between my love for Scotland, my love for Ghana, and my love for Kenya. And it's because of this role that I have this love for Kenya and this university. So over those 5 years, they have been characterized by my involvement with the university as the Chancellor, and to see its progress over these 5 years has been a great experience for me. And moreover, it has expanded my knowledge about the African continent, this vast continent with 55 countries. I was familiar with West Africa, but not with East Africa. Now I'm getting quite familiar with East Africa, particularly Kenya and other countries in this region. And in so doing, what I notice in this continent, on this continent, are the people, the resilience of the people. When we were driving from Nairobi this morning to Thika, very early in the morning, we started at 6 o'clock, many thousands of people were already walking on the road to their jobs. at that time of the day, this would not happen in Scotland because people tend to get up a bit later in Scotland and they don't often need to walk to work. And this shows the resilience of the people in Africa. And this is a great strength of the people of Africa, the people on this continent. And in relation to Pan-Africanism as well, and moving now to the role that Mount Kenya University is playing in that process, which is a process that started many decades ago. Ghana played a big part in that through the late President Kwame Nkrumah, as we know. But education and universities and schools and colleges can also play a part in that, as we've already heard. And the spread of Pan-African virtues and culture is extremely important. And this can be reflected in how we teach, how we do research, how we've heard already about how we engage in innovation, but also, and this is one aspect that I'm particularly proud to comment upon with respect to Mount Kenya University, is its emphasis on community involvement. And we've already heard from our previous speakers of some examples of that. And I've commented on this on at previous graduations. But it also involves the partnerships that the university has developed over these years, and we've already heard from Dr. Thacker about the partnership with our university in Scotland. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to congratulate the university for the cutting-edge and multidisciplinary partnerships that the university has been engaged in during the last year. And we don't have the time, of course, to go through all these partnerships, but we'll just highlight one or two of them. We've already heard about the partnership-driven state-of-the-art malaria research laboratory that was established with cooperation of the Japanese International Cooperation Agency at the MKU Thika campus. In the same vein, the university's African Centre for Career Enhancement and Skills Support, its acronym is ACCESS, involves a project that helps with career enhancement and skills support, and this involves 7 partner universities, including Leipzig in Germany, IGRIB in Benin in West Africa, Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology in Ghana, the University of Ibadan, the University of Tunis in Tunisia, INES in Rwanda, and of course Mount Kenya University here. Another example is the partnership with Vincent Paul University in Poland and the Hochschule Bonn-Rhein-Sieg University of Applied Sciences in Germany, in which involves the innovative training of German to students who wish to take up jobs in Germany. Again, reflecting the theme of our earlier speakers, that the world is your job market, not just Kenya, Germany, Scotland, Ghana, anywhere. But you will have to adapt. You will have to learn new skills. You may even have to learn new languages, like German. Of course, you all speak very good English, which is a big asset in the modern world. And we also have partnerships with countries like Austria, and even in the very northern part of Europe, some of the coldest parts of Europe, Estonia. So a piece of advice before you travel to these countries, especially in the winter, take a heavy overcoat with you and thick jumpers, because it is very cold. So don't go unprepared. And finally, of course, Dr. Thacker has already mentioned the partnership with our own university in Scotland, the University of the West of Scotland, the scientific project that we're working with a company here and Mount Kenya University. And we had a meeting yesterday about that. But just 1 month ago, at UWS, the University of the West of Scotland, there was the 7th annual conference organized at my university in Scotland by the Centre for African Research on Enterprise and Economic Development. We call it CAREED for short. And I serve as the director of that centre. And I'm delighted to inform you that no fewer than 8 participants took part in that conference from Mount Kenya University, many of them in person in Scotland. So we're really happy about that, and that's another sign of the partnership that exists. So these are just some of the few examples that represent partnerships. And as I said before, these resonate with the concept of Pan-Africanism, because that concept transcends nations, it transcends politics, it involves universities, it involves other institutions in society. And as our wonderful speakers earlier have said, this is the challenge that you now face, to contribute not only to that Pan-Africanism, but that globalism that you will also be part of. So, as we always say at the end of these speeches, with these few words, I'm going to conclude this speech. But I would not wish to do so without, of course, congratulating you graduands. And in so doing, as Dr. Thacker has just said, make sure that you thank your families and your friends and your neighbours for this milestone in your life. And I usually end my graduation speeches with a metaphor of some sort, and because I like sport and athletics, even at my age, I like athletics. I usually just watch it, I don't participate in it, but I used to play football a lot. And I always watch athletics when the Kenyan athletes are competing in these Olympics and other sporting events, global sporting events. And that's the metaphor I want to use today for you as you graduate. The metaphor is this: you are marathon runners, not sprinters. You are running a marathon in life, and your education is a marathon as well. So this is a stage on the marathon. And sometimes during a marathon, you need to have a break, take a drink of water to capture your breath, and that's what will happen during your life as well. So remember that. Your life and your educational journey is a marathon and not a sprint. So, well done. Congratulations. Hongera. Asanteni sana. Bwana asifiwe. Thank you.
Thank you so much, our Chancellor. We can appreciate him once again. We also take this opportunity to appreciate all the speakers who have given us notes and words of wisdom. Let's appreciate them once again. Wonderful, wonderful. The moment we have been waiting for is now here. Mr. Chancellor, sir, with your permission, allow me to invite Isikuti dancers to lead us into this momentous time. Isikuti dancers, kindly take to the stage for 3 minutes.
Mushosori, Papa's Ranla, Papa Mushosori, Papa's Ranla, Baluya Wai Walwa, Baluya Wai Walwa, Baluya Wai Walwa, Barende Wai Walwa, Barende Wai.
This is how we do it in MKU. Alongside academics, we are also champions in matters extracurricular activities. Yay! Celebration moments as we seek to usher in the next phase of our graduation ceremony, which will be awarding our graduates. Yeah. At your own discretion. At your own discretion. Hey, mambo imechemka sasa. Yay. Yeah, now we are taking over. Yeah. DJ. Thank you so much. Let's appreciate that wonderful moment as we request our chief guest to take to his seat. Thank you so much. We are really honored. Thank you so much for accepting to have a dance with our students, and we really appreciate. Mr. Chancellor, sir, it is my honor and privilege to invite the Dean Medical School and Dean School of Nursing to present the best male and female graduates, respectively, for recognition.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor to present to you Mr. Kasola Ian Nganda, graduate who attained the highest cumulative average score among the male graduates in the 23rd graduation ceremony for recognition. The graduate was undertaking Bachelor of Science in Medical Laboratory Sciences from the medical school. With your permission, sir, I call upon the candidates to stand and wait for the merit award.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor to present to you Madam Abdi Hibo, a graduate who attained the highest cumulative average score among the female graduates in the 23rd graduation ceremony for recognition. The graduate was undertaking Bachelor of Science in Nursing from the School of Nursing. With your permission, sir, I now request the awardees to walk to the dais, ready to receive their recognition.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, it is now my honor to invite the Pro-Chancellor, Mount Kenya University, Dr. Vincent Gaido, to read a citation of the Doctor of Laws honoris causa candidate to invite him to the dais for the conferment.
Thank you, Dean. This is the citation for Karim A.A. Khan, KC, for the proposed conferment of Honorary Doctor of Laws honoris causa of Mount Kenya University. Mr. Karim was born on 30th March 1970. Mr. Karim is married to Dato Samala Algendra. Mr. Karim is a holder of Bachelor of Laws degree with honors from King's College, University of London, in addition to various other degrees and qualifications. He is a recipient of various honorary recognitions, including honorary degree of Laws honoris causa of the University of London in March the year 2023. In recognition of his contribution in the field of law, he was honored with a Lifetime Achievement Award by Society of Asian Lawyers in 2022. Mr. Khan is a barrister for more than 30 years and a King's Counsel since 2011. He is a Bachelor of Lincoln's Inn and was appointed a Recorder and Crown Court in 2018. He has worked as a senior Crown Prosecutor in London and at the Law Commission of England and Wales. He's a defender of victims of justice, a prosecutor, has prosecuted high-level cases across the globe. He has been involved in various international or hybrid international courts. He has handled international cases in Asia, Europe, and Northeast, Central, and West Africa. Closer home, he represented the Kipsigis and Talai victims seeking compensation for colonial injustice. Mr. Khan was the president of International Criminal Court Bar Association from June 2017 to June 2018. In July 2018, he was recognized as Worldwide Ambassador of Africa's Bar Association. Further, Mr. Khan was elected as prosecutor of International Criminal Court at the 19th session of the Assembly of States Parties of the Rome Statutes in New York in 2021, a position he holds to date. As a global civil servant, Mr. Khan served as an assistant Secretary General of the United Nations at the first special advisor, head of the United Nations investigating team to probe accountability for crimes committed by the ISIS in Iraq between 2018 and 2021 in pursuit for promotion of accountability in the effort to deal with genocide, crime against humanity, and war crimes by the ISIS. Indeed, beyond his call in the legal landscape, Mr. Khan has contributed in the social space across different continents by providing educational support and emancipation of marginalized children and women affected by conflict. He has empowered families and greatly contributed towards the reduction of inequality. Privately, Mr. Khan and his wife have supported vulnerable women and children through various initiatives. There are such initiatives in Kenya, Sierra Leone, and Sri Lanka. Under the Gedra Foundation, managed by Mr. Khan and his wife, among them is the funding of capacity building on income generation projects for widows affected by war in Sri Lanka, a school in Makeni, Sierra Leone, to cater for former children combatants, and the Algedra Ultarara Academy in Amarti Sub-County, Transmara, in Narok, Kenya. As a scholar of law, Mr. Khan was awarded Criminal Lawyer of the Year by the Society of Asian Lawyers in 2017. He is a visiting professor of international law and human rights in the University of Sierra Leone. He is a senior research fellow of the King's College, London, a honorary lecturer, School of Law, University of Utrecht. He was awarded in 1919 John D. and Catherine MacArthur Foundation Fellowship of International Peace and Justice. He has published a number of leading texts on international crime and international law, including being a co-author of Archbold International Criminal Court and a co-author and contributing author in the Principle of Evidence in International Criminal Law, among others. Mr. Chancellor, sir, it is now my pleasure to invite the honorary degree nominee to stand and be escorted to the dais by the Dean, School of Law of the University of Mount Kenya for conferment of degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa of Mount Kenya University.
In accordance with the provisions of the Mount Kenya University Charter 2011, Part 2, Section 6, Subsection B, and you having fulfilled all the necessary requirements, I do hereby admit you to the Doctor of Laws honoris causa, and by my authority and that of the entire university, give you the power to do all that appertain to the degree. Congratulations. It is now my, sorry. It is now my pleasure to invite the honorary degree graduate to give his acceptance speech. Thank you.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of the Almighty, the most gracious, the ever merciful, Chancellor Professor John Struthers, Vice Chancellor Professor Jagani, the outstanding Chairman of Mount Kenyon University, Professor Kisharu, Chief Guest, the Right Honourable Dr. Moses Wetangula, Elder of the Golden Heart, Speaker of the National Assembly of this great country, Ambassador Francis Karimi Mathaura, Elder of the Golden Heart, distinguished members of Parliament, faculty members, students, graduates, and family members, I greet you in the name of peace. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. I hope you are awake and not asleep. Are you awake? So lunch is to come soon. And it's been a long morning for you and a long number of years. But perhaps a bit of food for thought still can fill some space after the many speeches that you've heard. The first word I must utter is Alhamdulillah, which is an Arabic word of all grace belongs to God, by the grace of God. Because I don't have the honor to hold a Kenyan passport or to be a Kenyan national. I don't have the honor of being born in the continent of Africa, though I have lived here and worked in the continent for many years. But as a stranger, but as a friend, I was really humbled to receive the invitation to be given this honor and to join all of you on your very special day. I think it's been said many times, this is not an ordinary day. Each of you has a story that is unfinished, but an important chapter is coming to an end, but very exciting chapters you can write in the book of your life. And you know your own stories. It's been touched upon that we've had some years of tragedy and unprecedented difficulties with the COVID-19 pandemic. People have been lonely. People have been sick physically. Also, as the distinguished chairman mentioned, mental health issues have been increasingly apparent around the world. And having a university like this, the largest private university not only in Kenya, but in the whole of East Africa and Central Africa, you have struggled and studied and worked hard, taken loans, worked different types of jobs, borrowed from family and friends to earn the right to be where you are today, which are graduate holders of Mount Kenya University. You should be very proud. So I hope you will join with me in saying Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. Thank God Almighty that your sacrifices have given the results, which is more than the paper that you will receive, more than the certificate that you have earned, but is a passport to a future. Now, I also had some prepared speech, nicely typed and nicely organized. And then yesterday evening I was wondering, what should I want if I was sitting in your place? Well, one, maybe I would wish that the speaker would shut up and sit down because you want to move on. But I think it's important to take an opportunity that I hope you'll remember as you embark upon the next chapters of your life. The Chancellor said something that I understand exactly what he meant, that life is a marathon, not a sprint. But with respect, I don't fully agree. You see, when the great Kenyan runners are running a marathon or 1,500 meters or 800 meters, 5,000 meters, they know the finish line. Am I right? Am I right? In a marathon, you know when the end is. But do we know when the end of our life is? I can't hear you. Do we know when the end of our life is? So we can't afford to be sedentary. We can't afford, you can't afford, because you are the leaders of tomorrow. You are going to inspire generations of today and tomorrow. You will help build Kenya, build East Africa, build the continent, and build the world, inshallah, in a way that is better. Am I right? Is that your hope? Is that your prayer? So the way to work is to realize we don't know when we will meet our Maker. How many loved ones have passed during COVID? How many tragedies do we see even on the football field? Football was mentioned. We have seen even very fit footballers, slim and fit, and they have heart attacks. So please, don't leave till tomorrow something that can be done today, because we don't know when our life story will end. So do good today. Be kind today. The Prophet of Islam, I am a Muslim, I'm a member of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community. The Prophet of Islam said, even a smile is charity. I go back to COVID, so many people were lonely. In Africa, in Kenya, we have family environments, it's a blessing. In the Northern Hemisphere, so many people particularly were so lonely because the societal structure was different. Even people with money, even people with wealth. So sometimes when we don't know the story of others, we don't know the stories of our brothers and sisters, we don't know the stories of our friends even sometimes, a smile, a kindness can really bring light into the day of our colleagues, our friends, and our family. So when we realize that we don't know the finishing life of the marathon, whether God has given us the distance of a sprint, or whether we have the blessing of health and long life, that our life can be a marathon, what do we chase? Some may say money. Some may say fame. But if one believes in God, or if one believes even in inner contentment, my advice, my very humble advice from somebody who has no wisdom, very little wisdom, is to say, serve. If you want to serve God, you must serve humanity. Am I right? So serve each other. Serve each other. Now, in the course of service, some people can earn money. Some people can, in the course of serving humanity, they can get fame. But without that service to others, we are empty carcasses. It was George Bernard Shaw. Do we have literature graduates here for English literature? I think there are some, but they must be reading, not listening. George Bernard Shaw said, the tragedy of man is that he's a genius tethered to a dying animal. So I go back to this issue: seize the moment to serve. And the other strange thing I will say, because this is a day of celebration, it's a day of reflection also. And what I want to say, please don't run away or turn off. I hope you're still awake. Yes? You know, I find it very strange sometimes people find death a very morbid discussion. Embrace the idea of death. You know, I saw a bumper sticker on a car once. I was driving somewhere in the world, and the bumper sticker said, "Do not take life too seriously. You will not get out of it alive anyway." So, if we realize we're not gods, because the infinite possibilities that is there in the chance of life is juxtaposed with the reality, if you believe in God, that only God is infinite, and we have a temporary time on this earth. One is compelled, with that vision facing us in the face, to try to serve. Yes, we will stumble. Yes, we will sin. Yes, we will make mistakes. But this is why we believe in a God that is compassionate and kind. But if you focus on service, suddenly one can achieve, I think, great things and can be content. Because ultimately, contentment is one of the important aspects if we are to be whole as a community and as a nation and as people. The other thing I would like to emphasize is, please realize your own worth. Be self-confident. You know, the world is changing, and even the big powers now have realized that the world of the 1940s, the 1950s, the 1960s are dead and buried. There are batons being passed. There's an interdependency that is staring everybody in the face in terms of economic balance of power to the southern hemisphere, in terms of resources of the world. And the old idea, because there is prejudice. There is prejudice in the world because of slavery, because of colonialism, because of the darker side of humanity. There is prejudice. But one can counter it not only with love and hard work and focus, one can counter it with your own realization of who you are. You know, India is moving at a very fast pace, but they have a caste system still. The United Kingdom and many other countries, they're well known of having the old class system, not a caste system, but a class system. The chairman said something very wise, many things wise, but one thing he said is, don't look at who your family is or your background is. Be your own background. This is a time when economics means that if you have something of value, speak up. Speak out and deliver it. Because there has to be a competition of ideas in the marketplace, in every university, in every business, in every society. And the best idea must flourish and must win. Now, because we have, I saw on the left here, we have the School of Pure and Applied Sciences, I wanted to recall a small anecdote. I had the privilege when I grew up to know a very great scientist, Professor Abdus Salam. He was the Muslim world's first Nobel Prize winner in theoretical physics. He got it in 1979, and just a couple of weeks ago, the main library at Imperial College London was named after him, the Abdus Salam Library. Now, why am I mentioning him? Not because I know him. I knew him and respected him, and his son is a friend and all of that, but because he was a champion, a real champion of diversity. And in Trieste, in Italy, they have founded, he founded a center. It's called the United Nations Abdus Salam Center for Theoretical Physics. And he wanted to bring people from the African continent and from Asia and Latin America to study physics. Now, what I'm saying is, please understand, it's not limited to physics. There is a very famous American scientist called Professor Jim Gates. He was President Barack Obama's, on his scientific advisory board. He was the first black American to be the president of the American Physics Society. And he wrote a book, gave an article, and he's written about it. Even the United States Supreme Court have cited it in terms of diversity. And he gave a talk about what Abdus Salam taught me about jazz. Now, we had wonderful musicians from the choir of Mount Kenya. Do you agree? Now you're falling asleep again. Did you not like their music? Yes or no? Yes. So what the scientists said, Abdus Salam said that when people only had classical music, they enjoyed classical music. They didn't know that they were poor. But when the African Americans started breaking those rules of percussion and instruments and moving it in a different direction, jazz was created. And when people saw jazz, they said, wow, we would be poor now if we lost jazz. Abdus Salam and Professor Gates and all of you, I'm enjoining you to realize that when the African voices imbue, whether it is science or the arts or literature, ever increasingly, you will transform the sciences and the arts and the music in transformational ways. Now, one of the themes of today, of course, is climate and technology. At the International Criminal Court, of course, we focus mainly on anthropocentrical issues. We're dealing with crimes against individuals. But I think if one is looking at the world at the moment, there are two major threats that you're going to confront. One, of course, is the risk of nuclear escalation. And the other is the environment, and the environment I want to speak about. Next year, God willing, I will be producing a policy paper on environmental crimes. Now, as has been touched upon, this is something that you live with. The respected speaker mentioned this is a farming community. You see it in the rains, farmers see it in the rains. Mount Kenya itself, the glaciers are melting. The effect is profound, and what is felt in Kenya, one has seen floods in Pakistan, one has seen the threats to Pacific Island states by rising sea levels. So we have to take proper measures right now, and using technology is a very important part of it. But when one looks at technology, I do want to, this artificial division that has come across sometimes between, say, lawyers and investigators, between, I agree completely, psychosocial, trauma specialists and computer specialists, is disintegrating. And I think this is not only at the International Criminal Court. The depth of knowledge is so deep now. There are so many subspecialties, even in the same field. Sometimes we run the risk of not seeing the wood for the trees. And this is why the cross-fertilization of ideas is so absolutely critical. At the International Criminal Court, we're doing it by building partnerships with universities. In my last mandate, I partnered with Stanford University to bring in psychiatrists and psychologists in terms of the crimes, the awful crimes of the most un-Islamic state, ISIS, so that we could actually deal better with witnesses who've been heavily traumatized. This requires psychosocial understanding. In terms of massive data sets, social media, on the internet, you can't deal with it by analog means of review. We need to use artificial intelligence, machine learning, technical experts. So these are the opportunities that are with you. There are challenges of change, but it is a misnomer to be concerned by it. Many of you who've studied economics will know about Thomas Malthus. There was a Malthusian theory that if the population of the world grew, there would be just completely starvation in the world and the world would end. But man's God-given ingenuity to innovate, to raise and deal with challenges has led to the exponential increase in knowledge around the world. You have had the privilege to dip into some of that knowledge, but I think as other speakers have said, that's part of life's journey, to keep on learning and keep trying to improve and learn things. But this interdisciplinary approach, I think, has a lot of advantages. Yes, it's a global market. Kenyans are not only the best in the world at athletics, your minds are absolutely brilliant. I've had the opportunity of meeting so many Kenyans. And all over Kenya, two things have struck me from all communities is the kindness, the humanity, the gentleness, and the hospitality that I have received and people that I know have received. But it's also their discipline, hard work, willingness to study, and a hunger for knowledge. So yes, one can go and apply for jobs at the International Criminal Court. You can apply for jobs in the United Nations. You can work in the African Development Bank. You can go to Germany and France and the UK and United States. But this is a great country to build. I'm also very cautious and advise the country in relation to the brain drain. Sometimes the best goes outside that have studied and learned. So this country has unlimited potentials, and it is really down for you to fulfill that potential. So going back to the environment and my mandate, I have always been really in awe of the youth that have really put the environment on the front pages, the front agenda items of politicians around the world. They're not all environmental scientists, are they? They're not all PhD holders in climate change. But they realize, you realize, your children will realize, your parents are seeing it, that the environment is absolutely critical to the survival of the species. It's too important to leave only to the scientists. In the same way, justice, we need to follow the footsteps of the environmental movement. It is too important to leave to the chief prosecutor of the ICC. Justice is too important to leave to judges of the ICC. It is too important to leave to the judges or prosecutors or defense, even of Kenya. Justice is the God-given right of all of you. Am I right? And this is your history. I had the honor of representing members of the Kipsigis and Talai community. And all communities in Kenya came together not so long ago. 1963 was independence, correct? 1963, a blink ago, this young country with old, rich traditions. One knows what the Mau Mau suffered, what the Kipsigis and Talai or the Maasai, every Kenyan, your parents or your grandparents will tell you stories or will experience it. the racism that underpinned whatever good may have come in some parts of colonialism, the idea of racial superiority having any part to play in the world, the idea of white highlands. This compelled justice to triumph, that gave you a flag, that gave you the beautiful anthem that was sung at the opening of this proceeding, and that gives you now a blank piece of paper that you can write your own futures on. So yes, every moment is difficult. Economic job markets around the world are difficult, technology is moving. But as I said, the idea that things are sedentary, that things are static, is an illusion because we are moving. In the same way the moon is moving around the earth is moving around the sun. Molecules are in perpetual motion. So my late father, once when I was starting out and I applied for many jobs and I was rejected. I was maybe too cocky. I thought, oh, I'm so good, I will apply for some jobs, they will give it to me. And I applied and some interviews and second interviews and then rejections. And even when I got a job, sometimes I went to my late father and I used to call him Abaji. Oh, this is not happening like this. And he would basically tell me, get on with it. He was from Pakistan, he was a Pathan. So I want to recount one saying from the Pathan that I would like you to remember, because I found it myself very helpful. He used to recount to me a proverb which is as follows: O eagle, because I believe you, many of you in the crowd, in the audience, many of you graduating class of 2023 are eagles, not sparrows, eagles. The saying is, O eagle, do not curse the wind. It is not there to push you down. It is there to make you fly even higher. I'm sure your sacrifices and those of your family to date that allowed you to get your robes, that allowed you to do your admission courses, that allowed you to get admitted to this university, to pass your exams, that suffering, that difficulty polishes you, makes you brighter, can make you shine so that you dazzle. So when those difficulties come in life, don't get demoralized. Realize the future is yours. The future of the world depends upon you and people of your generation. And I think the last message, please don't leave it to your children. Collectively, the very senior leaders behind me, together with you, we have to come, I think, very importantly, to this realization. We should not assume there are yet future generations to come that will solve the failings of this generation in this square, in these marquees, or in this stage today. If we realize that certain issues, whether it's the environment, whether it's having international institutions that are fit for purpose, whether it is making justice more equally apply across the world, of yours will be bright, will be exciting, will be honorable, will be full of integrity. And the future of this country will be greater still. And whenever your own marathons end, whenever our own marathons end, at least we can say we ran the race to the best of our abilities. I congratulate you on this finish line of today, and I really pray very sincerely you do great, great things for the world. Think big, believe big, and you will be great. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I would like to invite Dr. Vincent Gaido to the podium so that he can be able to recognize the guests that came with the honorary degree awardee and to be able to invite them to take a photo with the graduate.
Thank you very much, Vice Chancellor. Thank you very much, and congratulations, Dr. Khan, on your award of the honorary degree. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Chancellor Sir, Khan came with friends, and I would want to invite the friends to stand and come to the front, led by the wife. Wakili, tafadhali, friends, Mrs. Khan, please. These are the friends that came with our honorary awardee, and we are privileged to have them with us. And I would ask our photographers to arrange to do this photo. Okay.
School of Law, kindly, you should be here queuing. Thank you so much. We request Dr. Khan to remain standing, kindly. Dr. Khan to remain standing. Dr. Khan to remain standing, kindly. But before that, we will have a photo with the chief guests and also the members of parliament. We are coming to you, graduates, in the next few seconds. The members of parliament, we are really honored to have you on board. Karibuni sana. We are continuing to tap onto this knowledge. For the estates, thank you so much, members of parliament, the delegation, our chief guest, together with Chairman BOD, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. The last photo will be Dr. Khan together with the School of Law. This is where he belongs. School of Law, faculty members. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We'll have that session. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Asanteni sana waheshimiwa. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. School of Law. Tujipange haraka haraka. Tujipange haraka haraka. Thank you so much. We can still have the chief guest there. Let's balance the photo. Let's balance the photo. Thank you. Take that photo the way it is. Take it the way it is. Thank you so much for that photo. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. We can take our seats. Dr. Khan, you can also take your seat. Thank you so much.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, allow me to invite the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic and Research Affairs, Dr. Marcin Kamade, to call upon the deans of schools to present the cadres who have satisfied the Mount Kenya University Board of Examiners for conferment of degrees, award of diplomas and certificates.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, allow me to invite the deans of schools to present the candidates who have satisfied Mount Kenya University Board of Examiners for conferment of degrees and certificates, award of diplomas and certificates in the following order: PhD, Dean School of Nursing, Dean School of Public Health, Dean Medical School, Dean School of Computing and Informatics, Dean School of Social Sciences, Dean School of Business and Economics, Dean School of Education. Masters, Dean School of Clinical Medicine, Dean School of Nursing, Dean School of Public Health, Dean Medical School, Dean School of Engineering, Energy and Built Environment, Dean School of Computing and Informatics, Dean School of Pure and Applied Sciences, Dean School of Social Sciences, Dean School of Hospitality, Travel and Tourism Management, Dean School of Business and Economics, Dean School of Education. Postgraduate Diploma in Project Planning and Management, Postgraduate Diploma in Education, Bachelor's Diplomas and Certificates, Dean School of Law, Dean School of Pharmacy, Dean School of Clinical Medicine, Dean School of Nursing, Dean School of Public Health, Dean Medical School, Dean School of Engineering and Energy and Built Environment, Dean School of Computing and Informatics, Dean School of Pure and Applied Sciences, Dean School of Social Sciences, Dean School of Hospitality, Travel and Tourism Management, Dean School of Business and Economics, Dean School of Education. With your permission, sir, I call upon all PhD candidates to stand and be escorted to the dais by their supervisors for crowning and conferment.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you Madam Grace Wanjiko Ngaroya, who has satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of Doctor of Philosophy in Nephrology Nursing from the School of Nursing. The candidate's thesis is titled Development of a Model to Enhance Peritoneal Dialysis Utilization among kidney failure disease patients in Kenya. Her supervisors were Professor Catherine Mwenda and Professor Okech Okpech.
In accordance with the provisions of the Mount Kenya University Charter 2011, Part 2, Section 6, Subsection B, and you having fulfilled all the necessary academic requirements, I do hereby admit you to the Doctor of Philosophy in Nephrology Nursing in the School of Nursing, and by my authority and that of the entire university, give you the power to read and to do all that appertain to the degree. Congratulations.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you Mr. Yusuf Abdi Misau, who has certified the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of Doctor of Philosophy in Public Health from the School of Public Health. The candidate's thesis is titled Effectiveness of Health Education on Prevention of Antibiotic Misuse and Self-Medication among HIV-positive adults in Boachi State, Nigeria. His supervisors were Professor Baruch A. Suleiman and Dr. Dominic Mogere.
In accordance with the provisions of the Mount Kenya University Charter 2011, Part 2, Section 6, Subsection B, and you having fulfilled all the necessary academic requirements, I do hereby admit you to the Doctor of Philosophy in Public Health in the School of Public Health, and by my authority and that of the entire university, give you the power to read and to do all that appertain to the degree. Congratulations.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you Madam Gidiomi Rachel Nyagodhie, who has satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of Doctor of Philosophy in Medical Laboratory Sciences, Hematology and Blood Transfusion option from the medical school. The candidate's thesis is titled Molecular Characterization of Red Blood Cell Variants Among Blood Donors at the National Testing Laboratory, Nairobi, Kenya Blood Transfusion Service. Her supervisors were Professor Baruch Suleiman, Professor Robert Flower, and Dr. Kennedy Muna.
In accordance with the provisions of the Mount Kenya University Charter 2011, Part 2, Section 6, Subsection B, and you having fulfilled all the necessary academic requirements, I do hereby admit you to the Doctor of Philosophy in Medical Laboratory Sciences, Hematology and Blood Transfusion in the medical school, and by my authority and that of the entire university, give you the power to read and to do all that appertain to the degree. Congratulations.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you Mr. Stanley Chege Mwangi, who has satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of Doctor of Philosophy in Enterprise Computing from the School of Computing and Informatics. The candidate's thesis is titled Information Technology, Strategic Alignment, Maturity, and Business Performance, a study of the banking industry in Kenya. His supervisors were Professor Gregory Wanyembi and Professor Constantine Nyaboga.
In accordance with the provisions of the Mount Kenya University Charter 2011, Part 2, Section 6, Subsection B, and you having fulfilled all the necessary academic requirements, I do hereby admit you to the Doctor of Philosophy in Enterprise Computing in the School of Computing and Informatics, and by my authority and that of the entire university, give you the power to read and to do all that appertain to the degree. Congratulations.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you Madam Rose Mbuanuna, who has satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of Doctor of Philosophy in Counseling Psychology from the School of Social Sciences. The candidate's thesis is titled Influence of Cyberbullying on Psychological Well-Being Among Adolescents in Selected Secondary Schools in Nairobi County, Kenya. Her supervisors were Professor Weni Ngumi and Dr. Susan Masharia.
In accordance with the provisions of the Mount Kenya University Charter 2011, Part 2, Section 6, Subsection B, and you having fulfilled all the necessary academic requirements, I do hereby admit you to the Doctor of Philosophy in Counseling Psychology in the School of Social Sciences, and by my authority and that of the entire university, give you the power to read and to do all that appertain to the degree. Congratulations.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you 6 candidates who satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of Doctor of Philosophy in Business Administration and Management from the School of Business and Economics. Mr. Charles Karoga, The candidate's thesis is titled Influence of Operational Strategies on Organizational Performance of Cement Manufacturing Firms in Kenya. His supervisors were Dr. Henry Atich and Dr. Lucy Kibe.
In accordance with the provisions of the Mount Kenya University Charter 2011, Part 2, Section 6, Subsection B, and you having fulfilled all the necessary academic requirements, I hereby admit you all to the Doctor of Philosophy in Business Administration and Management in the School of Business and Economics, and by my authority and that of the entire university, give you the power to read and to do all that appertain to the degree. Congratulations.
Mr. Kanchori Daniel. The candidate's thesis is titled Analysis of Diversification Strategies on Organizations' Performance of Cement Firms in Kenya. His supervisors were Dr. Erastus Doronjo and Dr. Jacqueline Omuya. Mr. Kasuni Julius Suka. The candidate's thesis is titled Critical Analysis of Corporate Governance Strategies on Financial Performance of Commercial Banks, Kenya. His supervisors were Dr. Evans Nyamboga and Dr. Ferista Njeru. Mr. Bashir Muhammad Maalim. The candidate's thesis is titled Analysis of Internal Corporate Social Responsibility Strategies on Organizational Commitment in Five-Star Hotels in Kenya. His supervisors were Dr. Lucy Kibe and Dr. Jackson Doro. Madam Teresia Kaleche Mutisia. The candidate's thesis is titled Analysis of Value Innovation Strategies on Performance of Commercial Banks, Kenya. Her supervisors were Dr. Evans Nyamboga and Dr. Ferista Njeru. Mr. George Muturi Wanjobi. The candidate's thesis is titled Analysis of Kaizen Systems on Performance of Tea Processing Farms in Kenya. His supervisors were Dr. Henry Atich and Dr. Jackson Doro.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you 4 candidates who have satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of Doctor of Philosophy in Education from the School of Education. Mr. Daoud Abdi Haji, The candidate thesis is titled Influence of Stakeholders' Practices on Security Management Outcomes in Public Secondary Schools in Madera County, Kenya. His supervisors were Dr. Mary Mugwe Chui and Dr. Ruth Vingori.
In accordance with the provisions of the Mount Kenya University Charter 2011, Part 2, Section 6, Subsection B, and you having fulfilled all the necessary academic requirements, I do hereby admit you to the respective Doctor of Philosophy degrees in the School of Education, and by my authority and that of the entire university, give you the power to read and to do all that appertain to the degree. Congratulations.
Mr. Nicholas Musao Muthiani, the candidate thesis is titled Influence of Child-Friendly School Internal Benchmarks Implementation on Management Outcomes in Public Primary Schools of Makueni County, Kenya. His supervisors were Dr. Ruth Igori and Dr. Kimamo Githui. Mr. Maura Alex Jogu, the candidate thesis is titled Influence of Industrial Attachment Practices on Employability Skills of Trainees in Technical Vocational Education and Training Institutions in Nairobi County, Kenya. His supervisors were Dr. Mary Mugwe, Dr. Paul Edabu, and Dr. Ruth Vigori. Madam Ngae Priscilla Murugi, the candidate thesis is titled Influence of Students' Associations on Educational Socializational Outcomes among Students in Selected Universities in Nairobi County, Kenya. Her supervisors were Dr. Francis Keremi and Dr. Susan Macharia.
Thank you so much. With your permission, Mr. Chancellor, sir, together with the Chairman of the University Council, together with the Vice Chancellor, I request you to step forward for a photo with the PhD graduates. Kindly, as the band gives us that short piece. Wonderful, wonderful. We also have one of the newest doctors in town, Dr. Han, also joining in the photo. And indeed, this is a blessed moment. Let's appreciate them with a hearty clap for the nice achievement they have done. Let's appreciate them, let's appreciate them. Let's appreciate them. Let's appreciate them. That is wonderful. A wonderful photo. Thank you so much. We are indebted. Thank you so much. We'll allow the Chancellor, together with his delegation, to step back to the podium as the PhD graduates now step. Thank you for that. Thank you. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Let's now exit from the stage. Thank you. Thank you, band. Thank you. Thank you, band. Thank you.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you one candidate listed on page 18 of the graduation booklet, Monyere Irongo Samuel, who has satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of the degree of Master of Science in Clinical Medicine, Accidents and Emergency Medicine option from the School of Clinical Medicine. With your permission, sir, I call upon the candidate to stand and wait for the conferment of the degree of Mount Kenya University.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you a total of 8 candidates listed on page 18 of the graduation booklet, starting with Mawel Daniel Mwedwa and ending with Nyaga Atanasio Boko, who have satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of Master of Science in Midwifery, Master of Science in Medical Surgical Nursing, and Master of Science in Critical Care, respectively, from the School of Nursing. With your permission, sir, I call upon the candidates to start and wait for the conferment of the degrees of Mount Kenya University.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you a total of 55 candidates listed on page 18 of the graduation booklet, starting with Amal Hussein Abdile and ending with Sylvester Jacqueline Mokerian, who have satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of the degree of Master of Public Health and Master of Science in Health System Management from the School of Public Health. With your permission, sir, I call upon the candidate to stand and wait for the conferment of the degrees of Mount Kenya University.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you a total of 4 candidates listed on page 19 of the graduation booklet, starting with Mutai Alex Kiprotich and ending with Celestine Kanini Kembeni, who have satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of the degree of Master of Science in Medical Laboratory Sciences from the medical school. With your permission, sir, I call upon the candidates to stand and wait for the conferment of the degrees of Mount Kenya University.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting to you 1 candidate listed on page 19 of the graduation booklet by the name Alex Maina John, who has satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of the degree of Master of Science in Renewable Energy and Environmental Engineering from the School of Engineering, Energy, and the Built Environment. With your permission, sir, I call upon the candidate to stand and wait for the conferment of the degree of Mount Kenya University.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you 1 candidate by the name Boniface Mwangi Wambui, listed on page 19 of the graduation booklet, who has satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of the degree of Master of Science in Information Security, Cybercrime, from the School of Computing and Informatics. With your permission, sir, I call upon the candidate to stand and wait for the conferment of the degree of Mount Kenya University.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you 1 candidate, Mwaura James Joguna, listed on page 19 of the graduation booklet, who has satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of the degree of Master of Science in Chemistry, Analytical Chemistry option from the School of Pure and Applied Sciences. With your permission, sir, I call upon the candidate to stand and wait for the conferment of the degrees of Mount Kenya University.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you a total of 63 candidates listed on page 19 and 20 of the graduation booklet, starting with Benavun Lobert and ending with Mwabori Hamisi Juma, who have satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of Master of Arts in Counseling Psychology, Master of Arts in Development Studies, Master of Arts in English Language and Linguistics, Master of Arts in English Literature, Master of Arts in Geography, Master of Arts in History, Master of Arts in International Relations and Diplomacy, Master of Arts in Law Enforcement and Justice Administration, Master of Arts in Monitoring and Evaluation, Master of Arts in Security Studies and Criminology, Master of Arts in Governance and Ethics, and Master of Arts in Religious Studies, respectively, from the School of Social Sciences. With your permission, sir, I call upon the candidates to stand and wait for the conferment of the degrees of Mount Kenya University.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you two candidates listed on page 20 of the graduation booklet, Kapagile Julius and Susan Wodaya Gaturu, who have satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of degree of Master of Science in Hospitality Management from the School of Hospitality, Travel and Tourism Management. With your permission, sir, I call upon the candidates to stand and wait for the conferment of the degree of Mount Kenya University.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you a total of 160 candidates listed on page 20 to 22 of the graduation booklet, starting with Abdi Kuno Hassan and ending with Wangithi Irene Wamboi, who have satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of degree of Master of Public Administration, Master of Business Administration, Master of Science in Project Management and Planning, and Master of Science in Procurement and Supplies Management, respectively from School of Business and Economics. With your permission, sir, I call upon the candidates to stand and wait for the conferment of the degrees of Mount Kenya University.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you a total of 53 candidates listed on page 22 of the graduation booklet, starting with Abdulkadir Ahmed Mohamed and ending with Shinga Adrin Mkiwa, who have satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of Master of Education from the School of Education. With the permission, sir, I call upon all the master's candidates from all the schools to start and wait for the conferment of the degree of Mount Kenya University.
In accordance with the provisions of the Mount Kenya University Charter 2011, Part 2, Section 6, Subsection B, and you having fulfilled all the necessary academic requirements, I do hereby admit you to the master's degrees in the respective schools, and by my authority and that of the entire university, give you the power to read and to do all that appertain to the degrees. Congratulations.
A hearty clap to them, a hearty clap. Thank you so much.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you a total of 9 candidates listed on page 24 of the graduation booklet, starting with Eric Kipkoech Ngetich and ending with Wanja Purity, who has satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the award of postgraduate diploma in project planning and management from the School of Business and Economics. With your permission, sir, allow me to call upon the candidates to stand and remain standing until they are awarded postgraduate diploma in project planning and management of Mount Kenya University. And on award, bow and sit.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you a total of 153 candidates listed on pages 24 to 25 of the graduation booklet, starting with Afusari Aime and ending with Sabron Micheka Dennis, who have satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the award of a postgraduate diploma in education from the School of Education. With the permission, sir, I call upon all the postgraduate diploma candidates from the respective schools to start and await for the award of a postgraduate diploma of Mount Kenya.
In accordance with the provisions of the Mount Kenya University Charter 2011, Part 2, Section 6, Subsection B, and you having fulfilled all the necessary academic requirements, I do hereby admit you to the postgraduate diploma in the respective schools, and by my authority and that of the entire university, give you the power to read and to do all that appertain to the diploma. Congratulations.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you a total of 117 candidates listed on page 27 of the graduation booklet, starting with Abbas Malasen and ending with Nyamboga Brian Nyakundi, who have satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of the Bachelor of Laws from the School of Law. With your permission, sir, I call upon the candidates to stand and wait for the conferment of the degree of Mount Kenya University.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you a total of 54 candidates listed on page 28 of the graduation booklet, starting with Abdigafar Adan Kero and ending with Wangoi Mburu, who have satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of the Bachelor of Pharmacy from the School of Pharmacy. With your permission, sir, I call upon the candidates to stand and wait for the conferment of the degree of Mount Kenya University.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you the 3 candidates listed on page 28 to 29 of the graduation booklet, starting with Abel Emmanuel Palangio and ending with Waithera Merewashuka, who have satisfied the University Board of Examiners. With your permission, sir, I call upon the candidates to stand and wait for the conferment of the degrees of Mount Kenya University.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you a total of 245 candidates listed on pages 29 to 31 of the graduation booklet, starting with Abai Senga Kisele and ending with Wanjiro Esther Moiro, who have satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of the Bachelor of Science in Nursing from the School of Nursing. With your permission, sir, I call upon the candidates to start and wait for the conferment of the degrees of Mount Kenya University.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you a total of 63 candidates listed on pages 31 to 32 of the graduation booklet, starting with the Chebet Joyline and ending with the Wizera Airline, who have certified the University Board of Examiners for the award of various degrees from the School of Public Health. With your permission, sir, I call upon the candidate to stand and wait for the conferment of the degrees of Mount Kenya University.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you a total of 171 candidates listed on pages 32 and 33 of the graduation booklet, starting with Abikar Sarah Abdullahi and ending with Wario Gabole, who have satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of various degrees from the medical school. With your permission, sir, I call upon the candidates to stand and wait for the conferment of the degrees of Mount Kenya University.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you a total of 48 candidates from the School of Engineering, Energy, and the Built Environment, listed on page 33 to 34 of the graduation booklet, starting with Ebolo Benjamin Natapar and ending with Waweru Edwin Gishugi, who have satisfied the University Board of Examiners. With your permission, sir, I call upon the candidates to stand and wait for the conferment of the degree of Mount Kenya University.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you a total of 216 candidates from the School of Computing and Informatics listed on page 34 to 36 of the graduation booklet, starting with Niragi Resara, and ending with Airo Caroline Wanjiro, who have satisfied the University Board of Examiners. With your permission, sir, I call upon the candidates to stand and wait for the conferment of the degrees of Mount Kenya University.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you a total of 97 candidates from the School of Pure and Applied Sciences, listed on pages 36 to 38 of the graduation booklet, starting with Imela Simiyu Jerry and ending with Wajiko Elizabeth Gishure, who have satisfied the University Board of Examiners. With your permission, sir, I call upon the candidates to stand and wait for the conferment of the degrees of Mount Kenya University.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you a total of 361 candidates listed on page 38 to 42 of the graduation booklet, starting with Chagara Nifan Deda and ending with Morocco Kerubo Ridia from the School of Social Sciences. With your permission, sir, I call upon the candidates to stand and wait for the conferment of the degrees of Mount Kenya University.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you a total of 51 candidates listed on page 42 of the graduation booklet, starting with Achieng Ann Fiona and ending with Dailo Lucy Wairimo, who have satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of various degrees from the School of Hospitality, Travel and Tourism Management. With your permission, sir, I call upon the candidates to stand and wait for the conferment of the degrees of Mount Kenya University.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you a total of 757 candidates listed on pages 43 to 50 of the graduation booklet, starting with Njagi Gitonga Peter and ending with Nur Salim Ahmed, who have satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of respective degrees from the School of Business and Economics. With your permission, sir, I call upon the candidates to stand and wait for the conferment of the degrees of Mount Kenya University.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you a total of 1,355 candidates listed on page 50 to 61 of the graduation booklet, starting with Abdulkadir Muhammad Ali and ending with Nyadega Kennedy Otieno, who has satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of the respective degrees from the School of Education. With your permission, sir, I call upon all the candidates to stand for the conferment of the respective degrees of Mount Kenya University, then bow and sit.
In accordance with the provisions of the Mount Kenya University Charter, 2011, Part 2, Section 6, Subsection B, and you having fulfilled all the necessary academic requirements, I do hereby admit you to the respective degrees of Mount Kenya University from the respective schools, and by my authority and that of the entire university, give you the power to read and do all that appertain to the degrees. Congratulations.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you a total of 1,542 candidates listed on page 63 to 67 of the graduation booklet, starting with Amkoa Lydia Ayecha and ending with Win Resiato Kosokon, who have satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the award of the respective diplomas of Mount Kenya University. With your permission, sir, I call upon all the diploma graduates to stand for the award of the respective diplomas of Mount Kenya University and then bow and sit.
In accordance with the provisions of the Mount Kenya University Charter 2011, Part 2, Section 6, Subsection B, and you having fulfilled all the necessary academic requirements, I do hereby admit you to the respective diplomas of Mount Kenya University in the respective schools, and by my authority and that of the entire university, give you power to read and to do all that appertain to the diplomas. Congratulations.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you a total of 423 candidates listed on page 79 to 83 of the graduation booklet, starting with Abdulkadir Abdurahi Hebon and ending with Odiabo Doris Ogono, who have satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the award of the respective certificates of Mount Kenya University. May I call upon all the certificate graduates to stand for the award of the respective certificates of Mount Kenya University and then bow and sit.
In accordance with the provisions of the Mount Kenya University Charter, 2011, Part 2, Section 6, Subsection B, and you having fulfilled all the necessary academic requirements, I do hereby admit you to the respective certificates of Mount Kenya University in various schools, and by my authority and that of the entire university, give you power to read and to do all that appertain to the certificates. Congratulations.
Congratulations, a hearty clap to all our graduates. Wonderful, wonderful. As I seek Mr. Chancellor, sir, to welcome the registrar to make just one announcement about picking of certificates, we also want to recognize the presence of Honorable John Njiro, the area MCA. Kindly, registrar.
Can we have our seats? I have a lot of information to tell you within a very short time about your certificates. So please stop moving. If you look at page 91 of your booklet, you'll see a dummy of the certificate that you are going to collect. That certificate has a lot of security features. Some are illustrated, others are not illustrated. You cannot see them with a naked eye. But this certificate cannot be forged. It's a very sophisticated document, and we will start issuing the certificates on Monday. So for the students from the School of Law, they're graduates. You're no longer students, you're graduates. You can pick your certificate so that you can take to the Kenya School of Law before the deadline. For those in the campuses, you pick from your campus. Now, this booklet is a very important academic document. Some of the employers will require to see it as evidence that you went to school, you went to the university. So please keep it very well. We have packaged it very well for you. You can even feel it. So keep it well because you might need it, especially the teachers. TSC requires to see the document to know that you graduated. Otherwise, thank you very much. May God bless you.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, it is my privilege and honor to call upon the Vice Chancellor, Professor Deogratius Jagani, to dissolve the 23rd graduation ceremony of Mount Kenya University.
Push it back. In accordance with the provision of Mount Kenya University Charter 2011, Section 6, subsection B and C, and as per the powers bestowed upon me by the University Senate, I do hereby declare the congregation of the 23rd graduation ceremony of Mount Kenya University dissolved.
I now request members of the congregation to stand for the national anthem. I request the members of the Chancellor's academic procession to leave in reverse order, starting with the Mace Bearer, Chancellor, Vice Chancellor, Chairman, Board of Directors, Chief Guest, Members, Board of Directors, Chairman, University Council, Members of University Council, Vice Chancellors of other universities, Deputy Vice Chancellors, Registrar, Principals, Deans, respectively. Lost and found mobile phone. Just in case you have lost your mobile phone, get in touch with the protocol team. They will be getting over. Multimedia team together with our DJ, kindly let's set the stage for the other function. Lost and found ID belonging to David Moriongi Ndugutu. Thank you so much, members. We wish you all the best as you proceed to do all that appertains to your academics. Congratulations. Lost and found kid. Lost and found kid. Mtoto ambaye hakikisha unaenda nyumbani na yule ulikuja na yeye.